Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. It's our first little discussion since the changeover of the year. Hope everybody's having an okay start so far. But how's everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? What am I going to be whining about? Or what am I going to whine about? Nothing. Not in that context. That is not the spelling or the word being used in the title of this video. Try reading that again. What's up, Cole? Imagine if we get about twice the amount of Helva shorts, like 8 instead of 4. Oh wait, of course we are. I imagine we will. I imagine we're going to get quite a few. I mean, we're going to have a little while to wait before season 3, so I imagine we're going to have a couple of shorts at least to kind of tide us over in the interim, whenever or however that goes about. What's up, Christian? What's my prediction on how they will end Squid Game and Stranger Things this year, and what are your thoughts of Christopher Nolan's movie, The Odyssey? All I can say about Stranger Things as far as predictions go, I think the kids on the outside are gonna, fight him on the, fight Vecna on the outside. Meanwhile, Max, whose soul is inside of him, will be fighting him from the inside. That's all I got. That's the best I have. Obviously, we know Will's gonna play a big part, and his connection to Vecna and all this kind of stuff. As far as Squid Game goes, I have to imagine they're gonna have to keep playing the game. I mean, obviously at this point, they're gonna have to keep playing the game and hope that Junho is going to come. We know it's the final season. I would imagine the show isn't going to end and these games still be operational, especially considering Junho's entire quest. But I have to imagine that he'll finally get there, confront his brother, and hopefully they will shut down this section of the games. What's up, Abbas? How are you? Just realized something coincidental between Paramount and Disney. They're gonna have another clash of movies between live-action Lilo & Stitch and Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Dude, I have to imagine... I don't know, man. I don't know. I would like to say I have to imagine a Mission Impossible would probably outshadow that. But you never know. Who knows? What's up, D. Cole? Watch the Squid Game. I kind of wanted more characters to interact, like Thanos and Player 120. Maybe because of his painted nails. Who would you like to see team up or have a combo? Yeah, you're right. There really wasn't a lot of inter-team dynamics outside of, a lot of the interactions was within the teams themselves. Like, Thanos really kind of stuck to the 5 people in his unit, well, 4 people in his like 5-man little unit, and kind of same with 120 until the final round when Yoon and everything's just started to bridge all these people together. We got to see them kind of cross over finally. But yeah, there really wasn't a lot of interaction between them or even with Myung-gi or whatever. They didn't talk a whole lot. 120, that is. Thanos did. Thanos chastised him all the damn time. Would not let him forget that he owes him money. But yeah, I don't know. Jared, stop spamming or you're gonna get removed. Or at least timed out. Removal would be a little excessive, I think. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen them interact more. But I think like 120 at least got to step into the spotlight there towards the end because of all of their military knowledge, which was awesome. That whole section was wicked. But yeah, Thanos though, that guy, he stole every scene he was in. I know we were going to keep people around, but I'm surprised we still have as many as we do. But technically, as I mentioned, we're only halfway through the games. And now we have to keep playing, so Probably gonna have to say goodbye to some more people soon. What's up, Nick? Hope you had a good week, good sir. And holy shit, can I finally talk about season 2 of Squid Game? Although not just yet. I need to finish cooking my pizza. Well, finish your damn pizza. What's up, Gregorius? Also, Happy New Year. Right back at ya. What's up, Christian? How are you? I'm doing good. What's up, Khalid? How are you? Radical's here. What do you like better, Helluva or Has-Been Hotel? Hell of a boss. Yeah, hell of a boss. How are the cats? All the cats are doing quite well. One of the ones that we've been feeding in the neighborhood for a while now is really kind of curious about coming inside now. They've been very standoffish. Like, this cat, like, I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming it's the same one. But, like, if it is, like, we've been kind of taking care of this cat in the neighborhood for, like, since it was, like, a kitten. And it's had one litter, and based on the appearance of some of those kittens, I don't think that they survived at all. And I'm thinking that the reason she's being so bold right now is she might be pregnant again. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on her. But for the first time in like a year or more, finally let me pet her. So that's progress. Which is better than the stupid mother of the kittens we had. By the way, comments aren't appearing on the screen. Already fixed that. Who do you prefer the most, Nimona or or the Wild Robot? I would rather hang out with Nimona, but the Wild Robot, man, that movie destroyed me. I mean, they both did, but I don't know. That's tough. I think the Wild Robot might be overall a stronger film. But Nimona would be a wild card to hang out with. Like, if we're asking who I'd want to hang out with the most, it'd be Nimona. If it's, like, which movie I like better, it might be the Wild Robot. My prediction is that Will lose the silly haircut in Stranger Things Season 5. One can only hope, though. I can't remember. I know there was like a set photo released of some of the characters. I don't remember if he was on it, to be honest. But yeah, that haircut does not bode well on him. Did I see Wicked? Of course I did. Check out my review. And hello, Jared. I know there's like 3 more hellos in here from Jared. What's up, Puma? What did you like? This is another repeat comment. Please, guys, I will get to your comments. No need to spam anything. If you do, I will time you out. That only makes it harder, and things for take longer. After that Creature Commandos episode, I need to see The Bride in Mortal Kombat right away. Hey, one day maybe. I mean, fuck, man. They used the show to plug the game, so why not? I think that might be forced to play the Squid Game in Season 3, and the main characters will die in the end and reunite with his daughter. Oh, that guy, yeah. That's a major prediction I've got, is that guy is going to get smuggled out with the organ donors, since that has to tie that storyline together. And also, I'm wondering now, because I didn't think about this in the moment, was that maybe the boat guy is in league with the organ sellers, not In Ho. So I'm wondering if that'll play a part. Starting the new year strong, Omni. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you. I finally feel so dumb that I didn't realize who Player One was until I watched your reaction. What? What? Hold on, really? How? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's been I mean, there was a recap and everything. That's hilarious. I don't think you were the only one, though. Apparently, I think I saw a comment that said some of the reaction channels also had a little bit of a struggle with it. What's up, Big D? Hello and happy weekend. Right back at you. Right back at you, Christian. Happy New Year. What's up, Lemmy? Got great games during Christmas. Silent Hill 2 Remake. I've heard that's really good as far as like remakes go. I've only ever played the first Silent Hill, not even to completion. There was a puzzle I think I got stuck on back in the day. I never really went back to finish it. And then I tried, what was it, Homecoming, and that was just boring. Alan Wake 2, heard great things about that. Still need to play the first game. Jedi Survivor, now that it's actually patched and not buggy as all hell, fantastic game. Mario Party Jamboree, hell yeah. God of War Ragnarok, hell yeah. Also, when you could have finished 7 Rebirth. I'm going to be restarting it. The plan is this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream it, though. I might have to pre-record everything, because my upload speed since the storm last weekend has been ass. Let's see. But I will be trying. That is my goal, is to finish it this month. I don't think I'll finish it before the PC release, but I'm going to try to finish it this month, or at least make some progress. Am I excited for the next Mission Impossible? I think I'm interested. I wasn't excited for the last Mission Impossible, but I think I'll be pretty, I mean, I'll be there. I'll be seated for it. Well, will I? I don't know. Maybe I'll be reacting to it again. I don't know. Me and John did react to that on the Real Rejects channel. I know they're busy as all hell now, so I don't know if we'll be able to, like, see that journey through to its conclusion or not. I still haven't talked to Greg about that, but we'll figure that out. But I'm curious to see how it ends. I didn't play pretty much any games in 2024, so I'm catching up on my downtime, starting with Astrobot because it's Game of the Year. What do you think should have won Game of the Year? What were our options again? I don't even remember. I know it wasn't Astrobot. The Game Awards 2024. What were the nominees? I personally would have been with Rebirth, though, to be fair, I haven't finished it yet. But Astrobot just seems like a bare bones platformer. Like, I don't understand why that won. Especially over something like Black Myth, but whatever. Hell, I understand Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree was a very controversial pick, but that thing it might as well be a full other game. And I did play that to fruition, and that was wild. What's up, Dion? What's up, Ronan? Que pasa, right back at you. What's up, Rodrigo? How are you? Love your reactions. Do secret levels. I'm not. That might be something I watch on my own time. I do not think that is going to be something that I react to on the channel, especially because half of the games they have episodes around I don't care about. Like, I give zero fucks about some of the games. So I don't know. One, it's time, and two, I really don't think I can care about some of them. But yeah, as far as that goes, maybe I'll watch it in my own time. Unless there's, I don't know. They also don't seem to be doing well for other people either. So it's not like there's a big old I need to go do it kind of thing for it. What's up, Forgetful? How are you? Am I excited to watch Hazbin Hotel Season 2? Of course. You know, now that we know Abel is going to be in the season, you know, it gives me more excitement and more hope for some other biblical characters to make their entry, most notably my namesake. Well, my dad's my namesake, but rather. I really hope they include, and I don't really care what they do, just include some kind of iteration on the Archangel Michael. I mean, hell, in the original Tales, of course, as it goes, he's the one that actually fought Lucifer and cast him from heaven, so. I don't know if there was actually a battle in this timeline, though. They didn't seem to actually mention that, but hell, do something. That'd be fun. I don't care what they do. What's up, Draco? Kinda new here. Well, kinda hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so you also were unaware of who he was. That's hilarious that so many people didn't recognize him, even though we know what the front man looks like. Let's see. What's my most anticipated movie, show, or game? Movie is going to be Superman. Show is going to be Daredevil. Game, I don't know what's coming out this year, game-wise. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Squid Game Season 2 was something. It was. Good. It's fucking good. Fun Shield fact. They asked Nicolas Cage to return for that scene where the rider enters for Robbie, but he refused. Really? Damn. They just needed to give it a couple years before he'd, say yes to damn near anything. Finally saw the reaction to Wild Robot. Definitely one of my favorite movies. Yeah, for sure. And definitely my favorite movie of this year so far. Have you seen Look Back, the animated film? No, I have not heard of this one. How are you enjoying the current season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? It's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Hot take, Alice in Borderlands is better than Squid Games. Okay, cool. Am I going to watch it? Nah, if it wins a poll, one day maybe. Right now, no. And there's no comparison between the two. I mean, I've seen the premise because a lot of people are like, hey, it's just a better Squid Game. I was like, they're not even the same thing. Like, just foundationally. And I hate that one's being used to kind of advertise the other by a lot of people, and that makes me want to watch it less. It was kind of surreal to see Waller care about Rick Flag. That was a really surprising scene. As much as she wants and needs that intel, like there was like this actual like moment where she cares. Like it felt like she cared. And we got a super chat from Darren. Hey man, I really appreciate that. Been loving the Owl House stuff, man. Me too. Especially these last two episodes. They've really kind of dove into these characters in a little, a lot deeper than we have up until this point. I really enjoyed that last little bit, and I hope that's something that we see kind of evolve throughout the course of the show. But yeah, that was a really solid episode. People have been hyping me up for it for a while. Let's see, where did I leave off? Yo, what's up, Ethan? How are you? I'll watch you, bro. Also, how do you like season 2 of, I'm assuming, Squid Game? I thought it was fantastic. Especially philosophically. It's just a beautiful, natural continuation of season 1. Like, it's this mental, philosophical chess game of just these battle of these viewpoints of the world, as one man is trying to prove the world isn't as awful as it seems to be, while the other is just trying to prove that it is this relentless evil thing, and they're doing anything and everything they can to break this man. What's up, Jordan? Hey man, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex series has gotten really good. I cannot wait for the rest of the chapters this year. Is it ending soon? Because I feel like we gotta be gearing up at least. I don't know where it would go after this, to be honest, but I don't know if I've read the new chapter or not. Where is it? Where you at, Biz? What was the last one that came out? I don't know if I've read. Yeah, I haven't read the latest chapter yet. So I need to catch up on that, but I'm mostly caught up. Player 001 was sus. Upon many levels, yes. Also, Look Back is amazing. It's anime film. If you don't know, Omni, it is. I definitely did not know. What's up, Patrick? How are you? Is one more month for Cobra Kai Part 3? Yep. It's the end of that is on the horizon, that is for sure. What's up, 10K? How are you? They probably did this to make it ambiguous and have people wonder if 246 survives or not, but when you see, presumably, Newell aim her MP5 at him, it does seem like she's aiming for his heart. From that angle, the over the shoulder, we don't see the body impact. We don't see that. We see obviously his body, jump. He could have flinched. It could be from a shot. It could be an oblique shot. It could be a multiple number of, non-fatal wounds. But yeah, the way that was framed, they have to, because we only saw her in the Gear Up episode, and I have to imagine she has to tie in with the organ guys yet again, and they got to get their comeuppance. So I think that has to be the way that we get to that. But yeah, so even if she didn't shoot him, I imagine she non-fatally did, and she's going to cart him down there and then clean house and get him out, and then hopefully maybe that gets her and him to the boat, because if they keep up with their little meet and she goes to that boat and finds Mr. Trader guy there, shoots his ass, and then leads everybody back to the island, let's go. Yesterday I played and beat Detroit Become Human. I have that still and not played it yet. Whoops. One of these days, man. What's up, Lily Chan? Also want to ask your opinion. What's going on with the hate on Hell of a Boss after Sarcastic Chorus quit reviewing the show? I don't know. I have no idea. I did not watch their video. I saw them, they apparently for a long time they've just been hate watching the show. This is just my general understanding from what I've read online, just from the comments, because I haven't bothered to watch any of their stuff. I've never watched any of their stuff, so I'm not familiar. But supposedly they've just kind of they've hated where the story's been going and the priorities that have been taken in the story, but they've still been watching the show. And then after the finale, they made this whole like announcement video that they were going to, they're done with the show forever or something. So people are both like, why if you hate it so much, why do you keep watching it? And then it just invites the people that already don't like it for either valid or because they don't like either for valid reasons or because they just don't like Viv, to come on and use that as like a vehicle to like hate on everything. And then I don't know. I also know there's a lot of people that don't like that Stolas and Blitz got together by the end of it, which is fucking mind-numbing to me. Do you think the front man was kind of enjoying himself playing the game a little and just forgetting he was the bad guy for a moment? I honestly think there were times where I think he did. Otherwise, he's just a really good actor, and yeah, I don't know, man. Like, just on top of that, I mean, the guy himself obviously is a really good actor. He's been in Hollywood films and stuff like that too. So like, he's not just a South Korean actor, but like most of them are. Like, he's been in Hollywood. Not that that's like, I didn't mean that to sound like it denounces anything like that, but like his talent has been heard across the seas is what I mean. And it wasn't until Squid Game that Lee Jung-jae has started to kind of get that same kind of notoriety. But like, the character seemed to be a pretty damn good actor otherwise. Like I said in my videos, like he knows what this is like, and he knows all of the ins and outs of this pain, because he's got so many personal things wrapped up in this place. So yeah, I don't know. I gotta think that the acting had to have been so good at some points that I just have to believe that for a moment, I feel like maybe he felt like he was back there again, back in 2015. That's my guess. I watched the walkthrough of Silent Hill 2 Remake. That is such a heavy game. It's really amazing. I gotta play it one of these days, man. I really do. I've heard great things about, especially about Silent Hill 2. Finished God of War Ragnarok, but never played Valhalla DC yet. I still need to finish Ragnarok. That's been a 3-year hiatus, and I'm really, really adamant about not letting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth get to that long of a gap. DreamWorks had the balls to include a few Avengers references in how Roz said her own. And I am Iron Man line, and even Thunderbolt saying on your left. Yeah, Thunderbolt literally being a Falcon and saying on your left was hilarious to me. But that, they can get away with that. Like, there's nothing that can be done about that, like legally, It's funny, I thought Thanos would have a bathroom sex scene like season 1 bad guy, but he technically did end up with a bathroom scene. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was the one penetrated this time. Like, I know there was a lot of similarities to season 1, and I think that is structurally intentional. But I loved all the deviations. You know, I love it. Thoughts on Kingdom Hearts series and the wait for Kingdom Hearts 4 / Missing Link. Missing Link, man, like, I understand, and I know it's frustrating, going this long and not having an update on Kingdom Hearts 4, but that's also kind of par for the course. Missing Link, though, that was supposed to, I feel like that was originally supposed to be out by now. And it's gone radio silent outside of, I think, a alpha that went out to, like a closed alpha. And there's some people that talked about their experiences with it, you know, in a review sense, but, like, I don't know. Again, I wish we weren't continuing to do these mobile game kind of tie-in things. Like, like, as much as I love the story of Union Cross, Dark Road, and all of that, and obviously it's going to come to a close with Missing Link, I really wish that wasn't how we were delivering some of that information. I tried to keep up with Union Cross for such a long time, and it was such a time sink. I eventually just started watching the cutscenes online just because it was just too much. But I love the series, though. I mean, I don't know if you're new or not. Like, anybody who's new here, like, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's my favorite video game of all time. I love that shit. I eat up all the lore, all the nuggets, everything. Yeah, and as far as for Kingdom Hearts 4 and no new news, what else is new, man? But hopefully we won't have to wait too much longer. Will I be seeing both Superman and Fantastic Four in theaters regardless? Yes. Yes, I will be. Have I watched the show? All of Us Are Dead. No, I skipped out on that one because when that came out, I was really zombied out. So I hit a pass on that one. And I heard a lot of people talk about it really favorably. Not like in a huge way, but I've heard really good things about it, but it wasn't one of those things I was able to check out when it came around. Also, there might have been a hint in episode 1 that the captain wasn't who he said when he tells Junho to leave the police and work for him because he would pay him more. I thought that was a jab. You know, that makes sense now, because I thought that was a jab at, like, the low salary of the police. Yeah, good point. Very, very good point. I just thought it was just always about, one, he's the one that found him. Why would you just, I mean, I guess, like, you could just happen upon him randomly about that specific island. And if he knew where he found him by, you'd think that would be one of the first places they would check or whatever. I don't know. There was something always kind of a little fishy to me. One, about his willfulness to help, and then just some other things, but I don't know. I really didn't want it to end up being the case because their friendship seemed really nice, but damn, they really got me there. I think GTA 6 comes out this year, and it'll win Game of the Year. We'll see, man. Can't wait for Daredevil Born Again. Likewise. Did I play Black Myth Wukong? If you did, what was your thoughts about it? I haven't, like many games, that was not one I personally was able to play myself. I didn't have that time, though. You think Jack and Jill game is going to be in Season 3? I don't know what game that would be. I know they teased a game at the end, and I have no fucking clue what that was. So, I don't know this Jack and Jill game. It's been over 2 weeks since the Game Awards, and I'm still seeing videos of my recommended complaining about Witcher 4. People, man. People. Can't wait for Andor Season 2. Likewise. Darren. Did you have a happy new year? I did. I spent most of it working on videos and stuff, but I'm all caught up for the moment. So hopefully, at least for January, things will be a little smoother. It turns out there'll be 8 hell of a shorts, and it said another studio will do the shorts while Spin a Horse does the show, and season 3 will have 15 episodes. I did see the announcement that season 3 is going to be having 15 episodes. And I thought it was already, I thought another studio was already doing the shorts. You know, I'm pretty sure it was already confirmed, at least with the 4 that we already got, that was a separate team altogether. So that's not surprising information to me, at least. I think every character in Wild Robot was pretty much well utilized, even the side characters like Pink Tail's kids. Yes, they were. Everybody ended up playing some kind of a part in the end, and I thought that was just really cool too. See Adam Driver as a fan cast for Snape in the new Harry Potter series. I mean, I can see why, you know? But I still think it's so ridiculous that they're trying to push this thing so hard. Thank you, Out of Context, for that super chat. Thanks for the consistent Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. content. You are more than welcome for sure, man. And thank you for the super chat. I might be biased, but Astrobot is everything but bare bones. It is so full of life, and the gameplay is amazing. It's a celebration of gaming in PlayStation history. Game of the year may be a stretch, however. I mean, like, I've watched not a full playthrough, but like I've watched a lot of gameplay of it. Like I was watching Vinny Vinesauce play most of the game, and like, it's beautiful. It looks great, and I love the nod to PlayStation's history. And it feels like a gimme. It feels in the way that, like, you can tell somebody is fishing for an Oscar with the movie that they've signed up to do. That's what that game felt like it was kind of doing, while also, in my mind, not being revolutionary in any kind of way. Like, it's like a Mario game being in there. It just feels like it's an obligation. Like, has there been a Mario game in the last 20 years that I feel like deserves a Game of the Year? Fuck no. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It was cute. Let's see. Am I a Christian? That's a little on the nose. I would say Christian adjacent. Like, I was raised Christian. A lot of my foundational morals are rooted there. Though, obviously, I think that would go without saying, without my feelings towards certain groups and whatnot. My own interpretation is I don't, or the way I feel about it is, I try to live by the moral values that were instilled into me as a kid. But, like, there's so much that I feel like is in there that is a little contradictory to how you're expected to act, which a lot of people don't. That I feel like I just in my heart can't trust something that in the end was written and edited and manipulated and translated by mankind. And for something, whatever. So, like, for me, feel like some of those things just feel like they're antithetical to what you're supposed to be doing. So therefore, I just feel like I just don't personally can trust some of it. So it's hard to, like, I wrestle with calling myself one, like, just because of that, I guess, because I feel like a lot wouldn't even consider me one at that point either, just based on that alone. But for me, like, I trust my heart. Like, if something is rooted in love, I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it can be wrong. And I feel like an entity that hates love, like, is not one that I would like to trust or put my faith in, you know? But, yeah, I'll leave it at that, because I could ramble about that for a long time. Yeah, because I know a lot of my friends are are, and we've had some discussions about certain topics and disagreements about certain topics and stuff like that. So yeah. Let's look at it this way. I'll leave it at this. Jesus and the teachings, all of that was like, love everybody, love your neighbor, help anybody and everybody you can. Whether you disagree or not, whatever. Like the whole point was like, it didn't matter who or what you are. Like, he was always going to be there to extend a hand. And that's the foundational element of what I believe about all of that. It's one of the things that I talked about a little bit in Doctor Who, because this last episode touched upon, you know, for the Christmas special, the birth of Christ and stuff like that, which I thought was really surprising for Doctor Who of all things. And that is just a core through line of that. Like, that part of what was taught even at the point was like the dangers of organized religion in the end, and the pitfalls of that, and how they tried to avoid that, but in the end it ended up kind of, we see how things have kind of turned out, man. I feel like a lot of people like wear that as a badge, but it's more as like a fashion statement than an actual belief, if that makes any sense. I don't know, but I just try to stay to that, man. If you're not out there trying to hurt anybody and whatever, you know, I see no reason to extend a hand, open my heart, and try to be there, if that makes sense. So, ish. I'll say, ish. As a longtime Witcher fanatic, I can say that I'm not happy with what they are doing with Witcher 4. Would have been better had they just let us create a character, and that, I think that would have been awful. I think that would have been antithetical to the entire point. Unless Ciri was the head of that coven. But I hate this argument, because every time it changes to a character that in the history of the game we have been forced to play as, the second it's a girl, people are like, why can't I just create a character? Why are you making me play as a girl? When everybody, even the women that play these other games, have been forced to play a guy. Like, it's such a... I hate that statement. I've seen that with so many other games that have come out in the last 4 years, where that same argument has always happened when the position shifts. Happened with Ghost of Tsushima. It happened with Star Wars Outlaw. What was another one? There's been a bunch of these games where that has been the argument. The second we're not forced to play the character we're expected to force to play. Even though, to my understanding, said character has since been retired, and also to my understanding, the entire series has been about passing that torch. Yeah, I'm gonna vehemently disagree on that, even though I can't say I'm a fanatic, but yeah, I don't know. As far as like having read some of the books and stuff like that, I mean, that's kind of the entire point. I knew who Player 001 was. I wasn't confused at all. That last Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode was wild. Robbie's uncle being evil was such a good twist. Yeah, man. I thought maybe he would be a little more involved or a little more in the know than he would let on, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect him to be like the mastermind by the end of it. While he wasn't, he became... He like took charge. Like, once he got corrupted, he got corrupted. I'm really not that great with faces, Omni. Even though I see people I went to high school with 10 years ago in real life. Fair enough. Some people just do have those kinds of faces, and sometimes when you're watching something, like, I get it. I don't mean to be that hard about it, but like, you know, there was the recap. But yeah, man, it's so funny. The face of the front man really is so unique. It's hard to miss, but I get why some people miss it. Squid Game Season 2 was a bang. Yes, it was. Also, A Complete Unknown was amazing. Great biopic. Another great addition to James Mangold's filmography. Who was that about? It was, shit. That was Bruce Springsteen, right? Or am I thinking about a different one? Bob Dylan? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I got my biopics mixed up. Bob Dylan. I was thinking of the one that I guess it hasn't even filmed yet. The one that Jeremy Allen White is going to be in, where I think he's playing as Bruce Springsteen. I got those mixed up. Let's see. Will you be going to Captain America next month? Yes. Yes, I will. You excited for what's next, or for what is yet to come in Owl House? Of course. What was my Mount Rushmore of movies in 2024? Wild Robot, Deadpool, Dune, and Wicked. Like, such a weird-ass culmination of movies, I think. Those are just the first four that popped in my head. There may be something I'm forgetting, but those are the first four that I thought of. Alice in Borderlands is like a sci-fi Squid Game. Yeah, I know the premise because a lot of people were trying to get me to watch it when Squid Game Season 2 came out, or Season 1 came out. So yeah, I don't know. That part about it, again, that's part of the disconnect. I don't like that they're compared. When I saw Venom: The Last Dance, I cried because of Venom's sacrifice, the song Memories, the song that passed away July 31st. Aww. I'm sorry to hear about that. It's hard, man. Like, sometimes, like, there's things that still, like, trigger that memory for when we lost Pop-Tart and stuff like that, dude, and I'll just really get hit. I still haven't seen Venom: The Last Dance, so, yeah. All good, though. I'm putting myself out there with that one. I assumed as such, though. If anything, the only thing we can compare Squid Game to is Hunger Games that I know of. Kinda. It's closer. That is definitely closer. It still has a little bit of elements of disconnect, but that's the closest foundationally. Because it is also a societal reflection kind of thing with Hunger Games, though more of a control tactic there, but similar concept. I'll give you that one. Think this might be a repeat post. Excited for more Owl House. Maybe I might have read some retracted comments where you guys have edited it and reposted it, which is very, very likely. Yeah, I think that was actually the case. I just noticed that Ethan did actually retract that. If James Gunn greenlights a Flash movie in the DCU, my director prediction is definitely Jeff Fowler. I mean, if he gets to be the speedster guy, that would be kind of hilarious. I wanted to ask about Clayface. Is that Matt Hagen or Basil Carlo, and what do you think of Clayface? As far as, I mean, there's not a lot to think about the version that we got for the little bit in Creature Commandos. It's very standard Clayface, minus seeing him on the cloud, seeing him plop his ass down on a couch and play Mortal Kombat. That was very disarming. Knowing Gunn, I'm going to probably assume Matt Hagen, but I would not be surprised if it was Basil Carlo. Did you ever think Sister Sage could be Marie Monroe's sister? I was thinking if her brain keeps growing, so does her age. No, that never once crossed my mind. Let's see. Hope Min-Soo gets revenge on 124 for Smee. I hope they do something with his character right now, man. Because right now, I'm just like, dude, fuck you. I get it, but fuck you. I don't know how much I'm rooting for him to come around right now. But I don't know. I feel like that's got to be the journey we're on, right? For him to finally own up. But I also would not be mad if something completely horrible happened to him in the end. No. That's the audience member in me. Gave us some thought after the last stream, and Hunger Games only had 24 people fight to the death, while Squid Game has 456 people fight to the death, which makes Hunger Games look easy. I mean, your chances are much, much lower in Squid Game, I will say. But again, at least you don't have to fight the wildlife. You just have to fight the other contestants. And there's that many more other contestants. I don't know. Maybe you have a point in that way. Heard from my friends that Squid Game Season 2 is disappointing and not as good as Season 1. Well, I feel a lot of people were disappointed in it because it didn't end. When, also, it's not the first season of a show to ever end like that or in the middle of the story, especially when we know the final season's around the corner, you know? So I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, expected to go a different way or didn't expect it to end without a resolution. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of the disappointment talk. I've heard people echo that, but I never really heard the points. Other than someone said, this is just a repeat of Season 1. I saw that, and I was like, that was the most reductive answer I've heard. It sucks that what happened to those people in New Orleans. What are we talking about here? Dude, do you think Muhammad Ali is the best boxer ever? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about... I don't keep up with a lot of boxing. Would I say best ever? I mean, I can't think of one that I would put in that category other than him. I mean, probably. But my opinion, I don't think holds a lot of weight in that category. Have you ever said, have I seen 7 Deadly Sins? I'm not the biggest fan of anime, but I really love that show. I have not. I've heard good things about it, but I have not seen it. Like many modern anime, I have not been able to keep up with. Look back at Season 4 of The Boys. They showed Sister Sage's height, weight, but no age. I mean, that never crossed my mind once, but that could be interesting. That would be a big old twist-a-rooney, that's for sure. I think I brought up League of Legends fighting game, 2XKO a few streams back, wondering if you looked into it all. No, I completely forgot about it. I have just been playing League every moment I have a gap between anything I'm doing, though. Could see a flashback of Player 1 when he was recruited for the games years ago and get fans to feel bad for him. I think, like, anybody that's put in that situation, like, you would have to kind of connect. Especially considering we know he joined the games to try to save his wife and his child. And it very well could have been very similar to Gion's situation where he went back, one, for his own debts, but mostly because his mom needed those medical bills paid off. But he went to the game and came back and she was already gone. He missed that opportunity chasing after the money. It could have been a very similar scenario. Maybe that's one way that they'll be able to connect. Or just another way they're two sides of the same coin. You know, the duality of that choice. You know, he went there to try to win. He won, came back, and the reason he persevered and made it through is no longer there and saw the world as this cruel, evil thing. So, I don't know. I do feel bad for him, though, but, like, obviously he took the wrong thing away from all of that in the end. Rip to the GOAT mentor, bright build, never met, long neck. Ever met, long neck. Yes, indeed, man. He was a real one, dude. I just realized we're also getting a Gen V Season 2 this year as well. Yeah, I forgot that was this year. Netflix is packed. We got Wednesday. Yes, we do. Forgot about that as well. Stranger Things Season 5, Squid Game Season 3, and the final part of Cobra Kai. Don't know what else. I'm sure it's Netflix. I'm sure there's something else I'm not thinking of, but those are the major tentpole ones. Omni just realized when it says whining with Omni, the month and day is right, but the year is incorrect. Oh, shit. Did I forget to update it? I did. We are back in time, gang. Let me fix that. There we go. Yeah. That's an easy mistake to make. Especially when you're just reposting or copying and pasting the same format. So excited for the rest of Owl House. Hell yeah. Gian should have been suspicious of player 001 from the beginning after what he went through with Omn1 3 years ago. technically, you know, as much as I harp on that in my reaction, after I've had time to kind of settle on it, he's never made that realization himself. That has only been something that was there as an Easter egg for the fans. And with talking to some people, especially with a couple of Korean viewers and stuff like that, is that most people wouldn't even bat an eye at the name Omn1 and make that connection. It's an Easter egg that in a way works, but in the world, most people, he said, like they said, wouldn't think twice about that name. I think with a little extra data, such as this happening here, and yet again, him also teaming up with another one, sure, there is a little bit of a coincidence here. And we even see him like hesitate for a moment and ponder what is happening there. But the guy is so disarming, and Gyun is so naive and such an optimist when it comes to finding the good in people. Even if he did have a little bit of a doubt, I would believe he would just write it off. As much as that is biting him on the ass, yeah. I think for me, Smee's death was worse, or at least on par with Youngmi's death, is because I expected one of them to die, not both. So when Youngmi died, I felt like Smee was probably safe. Now, I'm kind of with you on that one too. I think it's just because hers so easily could have been prevented. Like, Youngmi's death was just a chance accident. The frustrating and shitty thing about Smee's is that easily could have been averted. On multiple levels, but most notably because of Minsu's reaction, or lack thereof, you know? What's up, Axel? How are you? What's my opinion on Pattinson's Batman potentially being in the DCU? For it or against it, or don't mind it? In my opinion, he would work really well with David's Superman as a duo. I think they could work really well together, and I think they look really well they look really good on screen together. That would mean Matt Reeves has got to really compromise hard on his vision for everything he wanted to do with that character in the world that he crafted there. I'm on the fence about it. They'd have to just compromise that entire vision to make that work. We're not in a place right now where they would have to compromise a lot, but it's just, I don't know. Tonally, well, not tonally, it's not tonally, it's just like, it definitely feels, it's not as grounded as the world Nolan built, but it's not super like the world that James Gunn is building. It's some weird in the middle, this hyper real. So I don't know. I don't know if it'd fit. His Batman would, and he could even be the Batman. Like, if they want to do this, the same actor plays the same character across every universe. You know, like the variants in the MCU. They could give him working double time, have him as the Batman over there. But I think that would get more confusing for people. The already confusing mess that is. You can do that with the MCU because it's been set up, but with DC, I think that would just kind of get a little confusing. So I think there should just be a different actor personally, but if they want to go that route, they gotta really bend the knee on what they were going to be doing with those Batman movies. I don't know if I could see him in a Justice League setting though. I could see it. I could see it work, but just again, like, not his world. How do you think the cop will find the island in season 3? I think I think he's going to be found when he's got to go meet up for those organ pickups, and he's going to find Noel toting around her little Prince Charming and get a little bit of a surprise. That's going to be my guess. Quick question: have you ever watched The Tick? I watched the old animated The Tick. I haven't seen the reboot or the live action series, which you did go on to ask. I think Sarcastic Chorus said that reviewing the series meant he always was analyzing negatively. He still wants to enjoy the show, so he won't review it to see it in a new, less critical light. I don't understand that either. Like, because that's what I do. And I don't know, man. Maybe I just am forgiving of a lot of the like, I don't even feel that there's a lot of negative storytelling involved. I'm sure there's a couple of things that can be misinterpreted, and I do think that the one thing I can say about Mastermind is the whole implication that Satan was lying, and that being relied upon a little tiny reaction to Ozzy and Beelzebub, to the point where Viv had to personally address it herself online after the episode. That's a problem. That's something to address. I feel like if there's anything egregiously negative, I would have caught it, or at least been a privy to it, but that's where I feel like it comes down to some expectations. I mean, I don't think the show's never been anything other than what it is. But yeah, I mean, like, I've been critical of, what was it? Cherub. I know there's a lot of criticisms, even though I'm a huge defender of, unhappy campers. I know a lot of people take issue with it, so I don't know, man. I don't see how I have to be critical, therefore I can't enjoy thing. I don't understand that divide. My brain don't work like that. I can enjoy a thing and be critical of it. Dude, I survived the Arrowverse, and was I ever not critical? I was pretty critical, but there was always things to enjoy. Like, there was always little beacons. As hard as it was to find sometimes, there was always positive things I could latch on to, or the things that kept me going in the end. I wasn't hate watching the Arrowverse by the end of it. As much as it really kind of veered off course in the end. That just sounds like somebody got real bitter. But that, I don't know them. I don't know their work. I don't know their stuff. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But that feels like maybe some biases bled into it, or frustrations with the direction bled into the critical element. But I don't know. I'm just an outsider giving my armchair opinion on something I'm very lightly familiar with. Which one of season 2 deaths made you sad? Mine was the death of Yoon's friend. The one that hit me the most, death-wise, was Semi, obviously. For whatever, like, she didn't have a whole lot of time, but she really tried to help that kid. And on 2 occasions, that fucker let her down. Ah, god damn it. Like, it's so frustrating. And again, I get it. I get it. Most people thrown in this situation wouldn't be the knight in shining armor doing the right thing every time. Dude, I've been in the middle of an active shooting before. And I'll tell you one thing, I wasn't immediately bum rushing the shooter. And, but I know some people that were in the vicinity that did. Given they were like 5 feet away and I was like 20 feet, 30 feet away. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Everybody's gonna react differently in like a high stakes situation like that, especially when your life is on the line. It's easy to sit back and be like, oh, you little bitch. I don't think half of us would have, I don't know. You know, does it make sense? What I'm trying to say. Let's see. What's up, Twana? How are you? Have I seen The Expanse? No, but I do have it on my poll. So maybe it will be something we check out one of these days. Love to see your reactions to it. It's a sci-fi show. I think you might like it. I've heard good things about it, but I have not seen it yet. When we gonna VIP for Squid Game 3? I don't know. I'm not sure yet when that's gonna happen. I would have to imagine, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait for that. A mixture of working and being sick. Is it just me, or is Thanos one of my favorite characters of season 2? He was so vile at times, but he was so entertaining. Like, in a way that, like, the guy before, like, he was just an ass. And it was more satisfying seeing people stand up to him. He was more of like a foil to prop up the people around him. But Thanos was just entertaining. You know, like, he was so enjoyable to watch. His little dances, his expressions, and just the little subtle ways that he manipulated people. Yeah, I liked him. I did not care for the shaman lady. She was so back and forth, man. Like, she would have these moments where she would give everybody the evil stare and lecture them in this otherworldly way, and then she would just then she would just huddle in a corner and whine and cry and bitch and moan like nothing. So, like, I could never take anything she was saying seriously after that, because she was ready to disavow her God in that moment when she's like, God has abandoned us, or whatever. Like, yeah, she was under pressure and all this kind of stuff, but immediately, it doesn't humble her at all. It doesn't bring her down to anyone else's level. She just goes right back to her smugness, which she's got nothing to be smug about anymore. Except that she manipulated that one woman into swaying her vote just to kind of get her own vengeance. Anyway. Yeah, she was annoying. But there are people like that, man. Gotta say, there's some girls in the season Squid Game that I couldn't stop staring at. That's just all women, Dion. That is all women with you. Like, 100%, man. Why did they have red light, green light again? Was it used as a way to throw Gion off so that he would think all the games would be similar? I think two things. I mentioned in my videos. I think it very well could have been that. It's also a very good way to disarm everybody. It's a universal game. It's the first game. And it's also a worldwide universal game. Like, we play that here, they play that over there, apparently. So it's a well-known game. And it's an easy game, too, to get a lot of people to die. Because not only do you have to be relying on your ability to stay still and stop if you're playing normally, you also have to try to not freak out when this is your first game, to not flinch, move, freak out, do nothing when the person right beside you or in front of you or behind you gets shot and people just start dropping. Like, keeping your cool in a moment like that is hard enough, and then you throw that into the mix. Like, it is a great way to whittle down the numbers. The only thing that threw a wrench in this, and very well it could have been just because Gion was there and it was a psychological tactic, as a lot of this ended up being in the end, but I think very well strategically it works very well as removing Gion from the equation. I think it works very universally as a tactic in general. Because, I mean, the first time, in the first game, last season, 255 people survived. Meaning 251, or what was it? Hold on, no. 255 were eliminated that first round. And that was how many people were left by the start of our third round, I think. Second or third round. Like, Gion and his intervention cut that number by more than half. So they only lost a third of their people instead of over half. You know? So, it's effective when you don't have somebody in there interfering with your game. Yeah, the Shaman Lady was super weird. All that setup is probably going to be useful in Season 3. More than likely. I think some of the people we still have are going to get a little bit of a highlight. I really thought we were going to lose Hyungju, but God, I'm not looking forward to that moment, that's for sure. Because I guarantee it, after all of this, they're going to hurt us so bad. Also, did you think MG Coin, the boyfriend of the pregnant player, and Minsu will end up becoming friends? Probably not. I doubt it, but who knows? Who knows? Who gonna die in Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 3? Absolutely no one else, I imagine. I imagine Quan will be the end of it. It's not gonna be any of the main cast. I mean, at least the legacy cast, unless they've changed their tune, they said no one we are taking out of the toy box from the Karate Kid universe is going to end the series in a worse place than they started it. So I don't think they're going to kill any of the main cast off. Did I watch the Knuckles Sonic spinoff show? No, I did skip that. The weasel and those wolves look so cute cuddling on the grass. Yes, they did. Can I react to the 100? If it wins a poll one of these days, maybe. Did you think Thanos was going to be a good person before he shoved those 3 players? No. I just didn't think he'd be that bad right out of the gate. Like, I thought he would be selfish and internalized and maybe a little more subtle about the way he's using people, but that was just like that. I was like, oh, that's what we're doing here. Thoughts on the new Pac-Man game coming out? I had no idea there was a new Pac-Man game coming out. Personally, I'm at the very least intrigued by the concept, and the secret level episode definitely cemented my curiosity. So is it based on that iteration? Because I saw a clip of that, and I was like, what the fuck is Pac-Man about this? I'm not as excited for Mission Impossible 8 because of what and how they did Rebecca Ferguson's character dirty. Yeah, that definitely, I mean, that hampered my enjoyment of the last movie. That was my main problem about it, but yeah, we'll see. Why doesn't Daredevil Born Again have a trailer yet? It's still quite a ways away. We'll probably get one a little closer to 2 months out, probably. Maybe a teaser before that, but yeah. What's going to make a better film, Cap 4, Fantastic Four, or Thunderbolts? I mean, that's impossible to say right now. I can tell you the one I'm the most interested in watching is probably Fantastic Four, though. Are you excited for the Switch 2? They should definitely have a Pokemon Gen 10 and Super Mario Odyssey sequel kick off the new console. Has it been formally announced yet? I just need a Switch that doesn't play like doo-doo. Like, some of these games, man, are just being so held back by the platform. It's a question about Has-Been Hotel. Do you think God or Jesus will be in the show? God, eventually, probably. Jesus, I doubt, but who knows? I'm sure at some point we'd have to see the head honcho. I mean, he is technically Charlie's granddad, so... Let's see. Have you seen the articles that the release date for Squid Game Season 3 may have been accidentally leaked? There was a live, I think, on Korean Netflix. The end of episode 7, where their UK and American Netflix said it's Season 3 coming soon. The Korean live video showed the 27th of June for Season 3. Will be interesting to see if it ends up being true. Huh. Well, that's a lot sooner than I expected. I expected it to be in the second half of the year, probably. Well, that's good. I mean, for the summer, that'd be a good way to kick it off. Apparently Disney is looking to buy Sega. I heard that, and I think that is I feel like that's some horse shit. Like that I don't remember what the source was on that, but that just smells like it just smells off. Because it was all about, it only came out after the Weekend, loss to Sonic, but in the long haul they ended up passing that movie by easily, sadly. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be ridiculous. Has anyone noticed in Hello Boss that Stolas and Stella haven't had sex since they popped out the egg? She said it in episode. She said it in the episode. So at least for 17 years, they haven't had sex. Yeah, you're right. Because it was 25 years ago. Well, it was 25 years ago that Blitz showed up to get the book the first time. Which means they did eventually have sex after that point. But since Via's been born, no, they have not. I don't know why I brought that up. I don't know why my brain went to that. I know that I did not see your review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but did you cry when Dr. Robotnik and Shadow sacrificed themselves to save the world? I don't think so. I mean, that's how it happened in the game, so I was kind of, as I expect. Not the Dr. Robotnik thing, But the shadow thing, I was a little, I think I was a little misty, but I wasn't like crying. But also, that's not something I would have said in my review either way. Haven't heard anything on the final Fast and Furious movie yet. Yeah, dude, they have went radio silent about all of that, which is wild. Please, gonna make a season 2 Skeleton Crew. All depends on how this ends. I saw an article, and again, I don't know how much you can take it with a grain of salt. I saw an article last night saying that some of the characters from Skeleton Crew may pop up in Dave Filoni's upcoming Star Wars project film, his Star Wars film. I don't know if it was Mando and Grogu or something. I don't remember. But we might not. We'll see them again sometime, maybe. You're one of the only YouTubers I've seen who looks at all the chats. It's so cool. Ultimate respect. Hey, we can do it right now because we don't have as many people as some the other people. Otherwise, it's literally impossible to do so. I mean, I'm 40 minutes behind right now on chat, so we'll see how that goes. Do you think the father player will die in the final episode of season 2? No. Why would we wait till the final episode of that to do that? I mean, who knows? Maybe. But I think he's getting out, man. If not, like, he's not gonna die on the island, is my whatchamacallit, prediction. I can see us playing as Vesemir in a future game past Siri. The Witcher as a game franchise is the future of CD Projekt Red, alongside Cyberpunk 2077. Fair enough. I don't know much about Witcher, but I like that the new game they have a main female character. That sounds amazing. And she looks badass as fuck. I love it. Hell, I might play that one. Batman kind of looked buff in that silhouette. Batman did look hella buff in that silhouette. I was kind of misty seeing Sonic and Shadow both on the moon looking at the sun eclipsing in the air. Oh yeah, that whole conversation between them was really, really sweet. I like that. Just like Luna and Via looking up at the moonlight from the clouds. Instead of all the Harry Potter reboot, I'd rather get a new story in the Wizarding world, and I say this as a lifelong Potter fan since I was 4. I would also much rather them just do some offshoot story, which I understand maybe they're not going to do something like that because Fantastic Beasts did so poorly, but who knows. And Logan, you know the rules. There's always, we only borrow the weekend of. Let's see. I can understand wanting to make more accurate to the book Harry Potter stuff, but after all the anti-trans stuff, I have a difficulty with even considering it. It's not a thing I think anyone has to skip, but I might. On top of that, there's all of that. All of the entanglements that you just can't. And obviously they are keeping JK intimately involved in the show. Like even if you could somehow get around all of that, I still think it just feels like such a cash grab, man. It's way too soon to even consider something like that in my book. Especially for something like, if they weren't well received, that's one thing. But they were like a cultural zeitgeist movement, right? Why? Money. That's why. It's just, and then people are going to automatically be going into this comparing the characters, the casting, everything about it, and it's just like, bleh. I don't know, man. So there's a rumor that somebody else mentioned that earlier. Just because the third film did better than Mufasa, and here's my answer: no, just no. Also, Disney is lying about Mufasa being #1 in America and hiding the tweets. Well, it is now. I mean, it has surpassed Sonic 3 domestically and internationally, I believe, box office wise. But that first weekend, it was a lie. It was a bold-faced lie, because they put that out expecting to be #1 the first weekend. I understand why people aren't excited for the Harry Potter TV show because they feel it's too soon, and I do somewhat agree. That being said, as someone who loved the books, Was a little disappointed at how much was left out when they did the films. If the show is as advertised, a close, nearly accurate retelling of the books, I'm willing to give it a go. Plus, making it a series means each season could be a book, meaning that if the book ends up being in the show. I mean, that's the plan, is for the seasons to be books, like to encompass the books. I mean, this is one of the few book franchises I've read all of, and hell, I mean, I'll be honest, like, I don't think there's anything wholly, personally, that was cut out that I feel like was needed. There's some cool stuff, for sure. And some characters got a little shafted here and there, but, like, for what they did, man, it's still, like commendable as all hell. Like, I think they're still too close to it, personally. But I understand. Wish they'd rather made Harry Potter animated than rebooting into live action. I mean, you could have definitely gone that route. Do you see the mother and son duo making it through season 3? Fuck no. The second they introduced them as a mother and son, I was like, all right, one of you's dead. Or both, for that matter. Because if he dies, she says she wasn't going to be keeping herself around all that long. Am I going to react to solo leveling? If it wins a future poll. What's up, Rebecca? Howdy, Ashley. Where is Indy? He's out there running around with all the other cats. With all of his siblings. Also, speaking of DCU, man, I'm hoping that we get a big Batman in this sort of mirror version of the Matt Reeves Batman. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. I want to ask, who's your favorite writer, Blaze or Reyes? I've got way more familiarity with Blaze. Robbie's cool. I mean, I don't know a lot about Robbie's story. I know mostly Johnny, so by default, kind of have to go with Johnny. But Robbie Reyes is a character I'm kind of really getting to know at this point. He's really cool. I like him a lot. What are you gonna do for the last 3 games of season 3? What? So what do you think are going to be? I assume you meant to say what do you think the last 3 games of season 3 are going to be. I have no idea. Something involving train tracks, a mother and a child. We're going to be running across dodging trains. I don't know what the fuck to make of that, man. If I had my fan casting for Amy Rose, it would be a mix between Erica Henningsen or Kimiko Glenn. I mean, well, who did they? Maybe I'll keep that to myself. Hold on. Let's see. Where are you at? Oh, I could have swore there was a line in there about that, but I guess not. Maybe I'm filling it in my head. I'd be fine with either one of those. But I wish they'd be a little more consistent and just use the VAs from the games. I mean, they got Colleen in there, so why not? Remember the Last of Us Part 2 argument, Omni? The Witcher 4 argument reminds me of that. I don't remember... No. I don't remember the create a character thing coming up, or let me pick argument coming up. I did see a lot of people upset that they weren't going to be maining Joel in the game, though. I don't remember. I tried to stay a lot away from a lot of that because it was one of the most toxic gaming periods to kind of be invited in and keep an eye on, man. Everything around that game. The entire Witcher book series and the previous 3 games was leading up to Ciri being the future of the franchise past Geralt of Rivia. Yep. Saying it's because it's a female character showed how little you know about the lore. She couldn't go through the trial of Crassus. She doesn't necessarily need to. She's also wearing the sigil of a completely new, what are they called? I'm going to say coven because I don't remember the actual word of it. Like, plus, she's also all these other things as far as like her blood, her lineage, all of this, and everything she encompasses. Does she need to? Do you have to? I don't think that. I think there's a lot of questions people are refusing to ask. And yeah. And it's still her. It still defeats the entire point of the series. Like, the whole point is to pass that torch. Like, that's undisputable. Like, I don't know, man. It's very telling to me how people react when this shit happens. So you can take that however you want, and you can fuck off with that all you want, because I'm not going to tolerate that kind of shit here, man. Especially if you want to battle me with it. That's some closed-minded ass shit to me. Is it me, or does the front man mask look like the Doctor Doom mask a little bit? A little bit. Some iterations of it, you know. But there have been some that kind of look very similar, but it's definitely not the classic Doom mask, which is very ironish, kind of, what's that? Shit, I can't remember that movie or that book. Fuck. Anyway, there's an iconic literary mask that it kind of resembles. Fuck, what am I thinking of? Whatever. But the traditional mask, it doesn't look like the traditional Doom mask, but it does look like some iterations that we have seen. Hell, man, give him a green cloak and he could be Dr. Doom. Would you put Sonic 3 in your top 5 movies of 2024? Yeah, I would. I mean, again, I've only seen maybe 10 films this year so far. 11 that actually came out this year. It's not a huge running, but I'd probably put it up there. Also, this past Saturday was my dad's 62nd birthday. Rest in peace as always, man. So, I mean, if you need your time, man, your space, you don't have, like, I know we kind of get away from things, try to distance ourselves, but I know some people sometimes feel obligated to be here at times, but if you need your time, man, you need your time. And it's still so recent. Especially on, like, an anniversary like that, you know? So I'd totally understand. But either way, if we can be a little distraction, a little beacon, I'll take that too. It's been announced that Sonic 3 will be on digital January 1st, so I'm excited. It's so soon, man. I mean, it's not unfamiliar with some of these films, man, but, like, it's just still wild to me that some of these movies just... Oh, it's just going to be out next week. Murder Drone's alternate ending, Uzi going up to N and her friends and saying, "Guys, my father's into Nightcore." Would have been a great callback from episode 1. Okay. I want to say this. Deadpool is completely innocent about Johnny Storm. He did say, "You can quote me," which he did. And it made me laugh so hard. But Wade is completely innocent. He did say you could do that. That's on Johnny. That's on Johnny. What do you think about the fan fiction ship of Sonic and Shadow? I mean, I don't really keep up with a lot of that stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm not surprised that that's a thing, but that's not something I would dabble into. So I have no opinion. Our first look at Gotham City and the DCU is wild. Assuming that aesthetic carries on. Because a lot of things aesthetically are already very different from the way they're depicted in the animation versus live action. Especially, like, look at Rick Flag. Like, Senior compared to live action, they are vastly, very different looks. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. How many players are still alive in Squid Game? I don't know. We didn't get a tally at the end because a lot of people died during the coup. I don't think we got a final tally at the end. It was like 100 and something, I think, right? When they were going into the next game. No, they were down to 90. Am I getting my seasons mixed up? Because I've been rewatching season 1 through other reaction channels. see people finally get on the train. But I don't remember. I don't remember where we were at. I don't know. I don't know where we're at right now. It's less than, I think it's like less than 150. But I can't really remember exactly where we're at the moment. Oh my God. I'm not going to have this debate, man. It's still a non-argument. Let's see. Where'd I leave off? Even though player 388 died, did sell at the end. I still love him and his character. Who's 388? I don't remember. I don't know all the numbers. I liked it, but I still feel like it did feel like half a season. I mean, it felt like a natural stopping point for me. Although the game makers in the Hunger Games were ruthless and unfair in terms of throwing the elements of fireballs and attributes. Very true. Yeah, there was a lot of crazy shit that they did in there just to keep it entertaining. Then again, which were, I think, a little more extreme than some of the stuff that was going on here. But did you get sad when Venom died in the movie? Again, I literally just said a little while ago I haven't seen the movie. But it is what it is, man. What are your thoughts? Do you think James Gunn would do Wally West or Barry Allen? Somebody asked this exact question last week. Both. As the main one, I'd be totally fine with Wally West as the main DCU Flash, but just have Barry there as a mentor. And Jason Momoa as Lobo, I've said this for a long time, is the perfect fan cast. So let's go. Rely on your channel for all my boxing news. You come to the right place. Do you honestly think that the Blade movie will actually come out someday? Maybe. I'm losing faith that it will, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't hate Minsu 125 because he was just scared, but I kind of was mad at him when he didn't save 380. Yeah, like I said, I get it, and it sucks. Yeah. But it's hard not to be upset. Why is it that people were mad at the son for getting separated from his mother during the Mingle game? People were mad about that? That wasn't his fault. Why was anybody mad about that? At him for that? He was dragged. Like, what? My fan cast for Barry Allen for years has been Lucas Till. Who are you? Oh, yeah, this guy. I've seen that. I know this guy's face. He's got a very... Like, if I squint, he almost kind of looks like Grant Gustin. I could see it. I could definitely see it. My overarching goal for this year is to play every mainline Sonic game because I never have, including all the bad ones. Good luck, man. That's a lot of games. There's still some that I haven't played. Was Todd Phillips giving a middle finger salute to WB for what they did to Joker versus Acme in the opening scene of Joker 2? Maybe? I doubt it, but maybe? I didn't think about that. There's a theory that In-Ho is the son of Omn1 because Season 1 Gyun says he can't drink normal milk, to which Omn1 says, "You're just like my son." Then in Season 2, In-Ho offers his milk to Junhee and says, "I can't drink normal milk." Seems like such a specific thing to include. maybe, I don't know. Maybe. That would be interesting. I don't know. I don't know that I needed to be that. I mean, that would also make sense why he would then take over the games as well. Doesn't add up to me necessarily why he would have been a player, though. Or going through everything that he was going through before, either. Unless that was something he found out after the fact. You know, it also could have just been a way to relate and connect to Gyun. He could have been lying about that. Because that connects him to Gyun. But yeah, I forgot about Omn1 mentioning that about his own son. Maybe? Maybe not. I thought that was a psychological tactic to relate to Gyun. They had the same physical weakness there. It was a way to, like, disarm him a little bit. But it could very well be that as well. Who knows? There should be a different actor playing DCU Batman about Batman. What do you think about his little cameo in Creature Commandos? I mean, it was a nice little cameo. We were in Gotham. There were shenanigans going on, and it was nice. It was very Batman the Animated Series. There's not really a whole lot to say on it. What are your thoughts on Choi Woo-suk? Choi Woo-suk. I probably am butchering that one. The lone shark who teamed up with Gyun and the cop. I like him. I like that he's genuinely, like, on board with everything. Though he is a little bit of a dummy here and there, but his heart's in the right place, which is fun to say about a loan shark of all things. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I hope he catches on to something fishy. He was so close. So close. The director said that 001 wanted to know the difference between him and 456 because 001 no longer believed in human nature. He repeatedly said things to bring out the dark side of 456. Oh yeah, 100. I mean, I thought that was very clear. He kept trying to poke and prod and push him the entire way. He was floating all these things that he knew were counter to his philosophy to see if he could get him to concede, which is why he smirked when Gyun was willing to sacrifice players just to get out and infiltrate the control room, all for that to knowingly fail, which is insane. Let's see. I personally think Robert Pattinson's Batman should just be standalone. I think it's very grounded world. Right there with you. Hold on. And we really want to talk about who's being mature and not here? You're literally physically threatening me at this point. Don't go to any cons. I have an enemy? Dude, are you 12? What the hell is this? You proved my point, man. What is this? What is this? What is this? And again, I may not have read all of the books. I have read some of them. I've also read about them because I was curious about the show. So, which led me down many, many rabbit holes. There's literally nothing that says that it can't happen. There's a lot of unknowns. We also don't know the situation around her group that she's established for herself. We don't know what rules apply to her, what ones do not. What I do know, and what we do know, is that the story was passing the torch. And yeah, you came off here like this too. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, sorry. You opened the door, bud. You opened the door. Like, what the hell, man? Nobody wants to debate when they're ill-prepared. No, I mean, you're making your own assumptions about the source material your own way. Sure, you can do that, but there's literally nothing, at least that I can find, that discounts it. It's all rooted on assumptions, and you don't know that these things aren't different. There's a whole decades or whatever of time between where we last checked in and then. We don't even know if she needs them. Like, there's so many unknowns about Siri specifically. You could say women in general, sure, human women at that, which she is not. So, like, what do you mean? Like, even if you disagree, like, you can not be an asshole. Do I bonk? I'm curious. I mean, this might have derailed things a little bit, but the dude is, like, so whiny about this fucking girl character he doesn't want to play as that he wants to go threaten people at cons. Don't show up over in our con if you want to threaten my right to play as a man. What the fuck is that? Dude, if you wanted an actual conversation, one, you wouldn't be talking the way you did. And two, you wouldn't have said something like that. We got some people who just showed up at that little lovely moment. Yeah, dude, what the hell? Oh my god. Yeah, threatening a human being over another human another human being over girl-shaped pixels. I can't even talk right now. If we were allowed to choose, I say bunk. Like, all I said was that we only start talking about these things when this happens, which is fact, which is a fact. That's not even opinion. Like, historically speaking, this keeps happening regardless of context, regardless of whatever. It is never when we change perspectives to a man. And then you got defensive, which tells me something. Like, I don't know, dude. That's reeks of bad faith to me. Let's see. Oh, no, you bonked him. I wanted to see what he was going to say. If anything at all. Yeah, that's some childish ass shit, man. God, dude. I could unbonk if you want. Unbonk. Unbonk. Like, I'm curious. Like, we could, I mean, it's fucking, I find it entertaining. Because it just, all it does is really prove my point. If that's the reaction that's coming out of that, because it wasn't even directly pointed at this person initially. Good God. And I love that he, never mind, can't take back the bonk. Oh well, hold on. I made an enemy. What kind of incel ass shit is that? That's something, man. Let's see. Unfortunately, all of these, the bonked list isn't in any kind of order. But it was Draco, right? So it shouldn't be too hard to find. There are a lot of bonked names on here, though. Oh my God. I mean, like, tell me I'm not wrong. Like, you can, I obviously, I can't rewind in real time right now, but I don't think I directly, like, pointed at him. I said just in general, right? That this is an observation that has been had. I don't think it reads this box. Because I tried Control F and nothing showed up. I think it's like a formatting thing. Unless it's, because sometimes too, whatever the display name is different than what it shows up here sometimes. Well, if we don't find him, oh well, but like seriously, did I throw that directly at him initially? I don't think I did. Or if I did, I didn't mean to. I was trying to speak more on a general sense about just the nature of the video games in general, like everything around that. Like every time it happens, this happens. Regardless of it making sense or anybody waiting on any form of context at all. And also, how many times have we seen a series continue on that has the same name, but they aren't the thing? You know? She could be a Witcher in her own right. It doesn't mean she has to do it the same way that everybody else does. I mean, that's just a whole other conversation to have, but she's also not a normal human being. I know that for a fact. Where are you at? Damn it. I don't see it. Come on. I'm gonna just refresh it one more time. This is literally about a video game and you want to be a lore expert, even though who knows how the devs will explain Ciri being a Witcher. Yeah, we have, like I said, we have no context at all. Did you time him out or did you ban him or hide him? Oh, you timed him out. Okay. How long? I thought you like perma-bonked. Oh, 24 hours. Oh, shit. Never mind. I don't think we can take back timeouts. Damn it. No. Okay. Well, maybe we'll see our fucking our arch nemesis again in the future. The enemy that I made today. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, thank you. So I did not, indeed. Insane villain origin story for Draco at the moment. Like, people want to be mad before we have any context and then say it's not about the decision. Like, that's one thing. I don't know, man. I mean, after the response, I definitely turned it that direction. But innately, it was not about him. I assume it's a him. It might not be. Where was I? Where did we leave off? I take some of the blame because I debated about people jumping to conclusions about Ciri, which got him mad. No, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I don't remember where we left off. Now I skulk to go play Project Zomboid. Came in at a very interesting time, didn't you? Son of a bitch. Where was this? I'm trying to find a comment that looks familiar. Where's that? I missed this. I think there was a second super chat here about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That. I remember that. Remember that. Sonic and Shadow fanfic. I think we're getting close. Okay, I think we were about here, or Wally West. I remember that, I think. Boxing news, Blade movie, Minsu, the Separated Son, Fan Cast apparently with Lucas Till. Then I looked him up. I think then that's when I looked over because I was looking that up, and then I saw the fucking comments. Anyway, the overarching goal for this year is to play main on Sonic games. Fuck, okay, never mind. I was still going. Milk thing, Lone Shark thing, director thing, standalone Batman. Here we are. Okay. What do you think about the plot for the new Avatar show coming soon? I don't know what the plot is. What's the plot? I didn't know that had been talked about. I talked a little bit about one of them with Jeanette Varney, which I really, well, I won't say what was said just because she was being very nonchalant about information, I feel like, so don't want to accidentally get her in trouble, but not that I think anybody that cares to be watching this. The only person that I know that watches the channel works on the live action show, so that's it. So I don't know, man. Clap, clap. Love the Arrowverse, even though it had its really hard moments and it was really part of my childhood. Hell yeah, man. Same. Except adulthood. I discovered it in my adulthood. Discovered your channel recently. Now I'm a huge fan. Oh, thank you, RX. R-A-X Sand. Rax Sand. I got there eventually. Little Sandman profile picture. Also, he called me a kid. Dude, I'm probably older than him. I mean, that's an assumption to make, but he called me a fucking kid. Which could be, in context, very true, depending. I am almost 37, though, so who knows? It's all relative, right? I connect with Barry a lot. He really helped me through a lot of my life. Hell yeah, man. I get that. Barry was such a great character, dude. I could forgive Minsu being scared of helping Sumi if he hadn't betrayed her in the Mingle game. That's what made it hard to not be mad at him for not saving her. Very, very true. Very true. Do you know anything about Metamorpho or Mr. Terrific? The only thing I've seen from Mr. Terrific is from the Arrowverse. Most of what I know about Mr. Terrific is indeed from the Arrowverse and some of his little appearances in some of the animated stuff here and there. Metamorpho, I think he can control the elements of his body. I can't remember exactly what his deal was. I'm not gonna bother looking at it. I know he can manipulate, I think, the elements his body is made of. I can't remember personally. But Mr. Terrific I know a fair bit amount more of. I don't like when people listen to Squid Game in English. Totally miss out on Thanos speaking 3 languages. Excuse me, senorita. Yeah, dude, and he speaks Korean, English, and Spanish at multiple different times. And it's always wild when he chooses to do so. And I've always found that fascinating in general because it's almost similar to like when you're watching anime and the anime openings will just include random lines of English. For some reason, I've never really understood why that happens, and I just think that's interesting. Sometimes they use English phrases in there, or he'll use senorita as a term of endearment and stuff like that. You know, it's I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, he was. I don't know that he's fluent in any of these languages, but he is able to at least throw some variations out there in the way that he does. And I love that whole line he had about Thanos snapping away half the competition or whatever. Love the Arrowverse and crossovers were so good. My favorite crossover is the first one where they had the aliens. That was Invasion, I think, with the denominations. A bunch of money came raining down from the sky. The Dominators? Jeez. Forgot to ask, are Just Eat doing Squid Game ads in the US too? I don't know what Just Eat is. So, I don't know. Who's gonna die, mom or son for Squid Game? I'll put my money on the mom. I think the mom might. But that might be too obvious. But if he dies, if she follows through on what she said, then that might as well mean they both do. Possum called me a monster. I'm not a monster. That's gonna be my headcanon because of how Roz feels about Pinktail. I see some not want Adam Driver since he's 41, which is ridiculous. Snape was 31 in the books, sure, but Driver can pass for younger than he actually is. Well, how old was Rickman? I don't think he was in his 30s when he was playing Snape. Oh yeah, he definitely was not. Yeah, he was 54, I think, and 64 by the end of it. Fully agreed, but in my mind, it's as petty as the VIP saying, "Doll expensive, use it again." Doll probably is expensive. There's a lot of tech in there, that's for sure. I'll tell everyone with spoilers of Sonic 3, yet I've been really excited about it. No spoilers. Well, some spoilers have been had. I only bar spoilers for new content the weekend of. So, that's kind of been a consistent rule for a while. I apologize, though. Hell, I got spoiled on a movie today. So, it's all good. Tit for tat. Felt bad for player 333 in Squid Game. At this point, player 333. Who the fuck are you? Oh, okay. The first image that pops up, I guess, was from the first season, and it's just the back of someone's head. But yeah, it's Myung-gi. I think that was his name, right? I think so. Hello there. It's Morbin time. I don't think Red Light Green Light has anything to do with Gian. Remember, his original plan was to kidnap the frontman and stop the games. He never originally intended to re-enter the games. I mean, that's true, but we don't know how many of these rooms they have already pre-set up. Because I even threw out the question that I wonder how many of these games, if any, are determined by the number of survivors from the previous game, or if there is just a set lineup. Do we really even know if there is just a set lineup every time? Like, no matter the circumstance, it was going to be these 6 games? I don't know. I was always curious about that. What's up, Duck Buzz? Hey, mostly likely your only viewer from Russia. And I could be asleep by now. It's 1 a.m., but I stopped by to say hi and sit with you for a bit. Hello, chat. Well, I wonder if you were here for that shitstorm that you just came in on. Well, shouts out to you, man. I don't know. What is our Russian demographic, or what do you want to call it? How big is our Russian audience? Where are you at? Here you are. 0.06%. Less than 1%. So you might be close. You might be kind of right on that one. Are you down to watch My Hero Academia? It is one I want to watch eventually. Also, love the Scott Pilgrim icon. Discovered your content a few weeks ago and love your reactions, and I would love to watch you react to one of my favorite anime. It's on, of all of the anime that I've missed out on here in recent years, that is one of the ones I do want to try to give a chance. I started it at one point, Barry and we watched like an episode, and not because of the show itself, I think it just more than motivation than anything, didn't get back into it. Like, I never picked it back up. Thanos' facial expressions were hilarious. Any favorite movie quotes of 2024? Fuck, what was it? Damn, what was it? It was like sepsis takes a little while or something like that. That was the first one that came to mind. Whatever it is, one of the little possum kids says as they're dragging out their death. That stuck with me. That's the first one that came to mind, though. The Knuckles show is just Sonic 1. I like it because Knuckles gives the emerald to Wade and shows that they bonded. I mean, I got the gist of it, I guess, by the end of it, because at the end, I assume that's all we really get at the end of that is we find out where he hid the Master Emerald, which is kind of a surprise when you're watching the movie if you didn't watch the show, which I didn't. So I was like, I just kind of put 2 and 2 together. I just did not hear anything great about the show. I heard mostly negative things about the show. And also, it was just, I didn't have the time to react to it, so I passed on it. Do you think the dad is alive for Squid Game? Yes. Yes. I do. 120 better survive for season 3. I hope so, but this show is not going to be that kind to us, man. We're going to lose some more people. I hope they get out, though. They're, honestly, outside of Gyun, my favorite character at the moment. Fantastic Four trailer might come out soon, so that it might play with Captain America 4. That would be cool. Felt bad for player 338, so I got so nervous for the team getting the amour for a prayer. Mine is the light shines even though the stars are gone. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Reminded me of Peter Capaldi saying children can hear your name if their hearts are in the right place and the stars are too. I forgot about that. That is a good one. I love how you're playing You Will Be Okay, Omni. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Nuggets. Or Nugget. I still need to play the OG God of War games from 2005. I've only finished the first one, but I've watched my, at the time, roommate in college play through the second and third games. And then I've played 4 myself, and I'm in the middle of Ragnarok still. So Has-Been Hotel questions. Do you consider Adam and Lucifer brothers, since Adam is kind of God's son? I mean, technically speaking, yeah, sure. Though they aren't. It's weird though. It's weird because obviously they are both created. They are manifested out of nothingness. But yet they are brothers, but they are also not the same entity. Like, he's still human. Lucifer is an angel. Like, they're 2 different species? Question mark? Whatever. But yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. I think June for season 3 of Squid Game makes sense in the business sense for Netflix because they'd have that in June, Stranger Things in Wednesday around September, October time. Keeps people subbed. All that strategizing, man. Dr. Phosphorus, lights turn off. Shit, it's the bat. Yes, indeed. The new Pac-Man game is called Shadow Labyrinth, and it's a dark, freaky take, and it's also a Metroidvania. Curiosity definitely peaked. Okay, Curiosity, I mean, not lost, but I won't be playing it if it's a Metroidvania. I don't like that kind of gameplay. Just does not do my brain good. Pretty sure that 25 years later was 25 years after they met as kids, not 25 years after Blitz broke in. I thought it was 25 years from... Well, that would make more sense, I guess. Well, then how long was it from when he got the book to when they started Imp? Yeah, you're right. That would make sense if he wouldn't have been operating Imp for 25 years. I don't know. These are the controversy about the next Naughty Dog game coming out. Yeah, there is also that. Yeah. That, I mean, as far as that game goes, I just simply haven't seen enough to care. And that's where it ends. The 25 years ago was after they met as children. Blitz showed up at the not divorced party. Right. I mean, right. For some reason, I connected the time scales wrong there. I would never want a create your own Witcher scenario. How about a game about the first ever Witcher one day? That could be cool. Like, talk about the origins or something along those lines. I mean, explore something else if that's what you want to do. Let's see. I'm trying to make an adaptation. feel like trying to make an adaptation would be dumb. I would never see anyone other than Daniel's Harry. True. I mean, you can say that about a lot of things where you have a new iteration of a thing until you give it a chance. But I still like, again, something so successful and so revered and still so close to a lot of people's hearts. It's so weird to do one right now. Maybe a new Harry Potter series that will lead into spinoffs like a Marauders. That would be better. Rebecca's got us. Happy New Year's from Liverpool. Omni, love your Wild Robot review in spite of it disappearing and then uploading it again. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad I was finally able to get it back up. Fantastic Beasts did bomb despite JK. I wasn't saying she was like a magic sauce at all, but like having her around isn't like guaranteed success. Obviously, I think that was the point you were getting at, but yeah. The only reason I'm interested in the Potter series is because it'll be more faithful to the books. The movies left out entire plot lines and characters from the books. Truth. I absolutely have zero interest in anything Harry Potter, and that definitely isn't going to change until JK no longer earns a penny from it. So, until she's no longer with us, essentially. Well, she is not letting that cash cow go. I started an AI band for 2025, writing original songs with Suno AI. My first video is a comedy Lord of the Rings thing. Am I allowed to plug it on here? I'm a little mixed on that because I love supporting you guys in a lot of ways, but I vehemently am against AI anything. Not anything in creative aspects, if that makes sense. So, I mean, you said it here, and I read it here, so that I will leave it at that. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince left out Voldemort memories. I wanted to see, and the Ginny actress and Harry Potter actor had zero chemistry, in my opinion. I thought they were cute. I could see that argument, though, at least. So, Margus, how are you? How's my boy? You missed a... Well, no, actually, this comment came in 40 minutes ago, so you maybe did not miss the chicanery that happened here. Not sure if you saw my movie suggestion on February's list or poll. I had to edit it today to make sure you find or add the right one to the list. I haven't looked yet. Which one was it? You just let me know, I guess. I definitely would have liked better depiction of Ron. His character was very shafted when it came to the movies, and a lot of his good character traits were given to other characters, but still. Yeah, I get it. I do get that, and I did see that as well myself, but maybe I didn't have that big of a problem with it because obviously we've got less time, and it was for efficiency. So I don't know. I can't wait until, but I understand how that's annoying. I can't wait until I have kids so I can introduce them to Harry Potter. Nice. It is one of those things I think that it's going to stick around, and yeah, I love it still. Even if there is this entangled relationship with it, like I can't let her taint my enjoyment of what it did for me, and that's the case with a lot of my enjoyment with media in general. Is once it's out there, it's kind of it becomes a part of you, and I don't think that can be untangled in a way, especially the points in my life in which it mattered. And I'm just glad that a lot of those views didn't tarnish the material. So if you eventually divorce it from her, at least whatever, like it's not, or at least I didn't see it in the work. You know, I talked about this. It was one of my favorite scenes in the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, was about, you know, forgoing the good a thing can do because the thing's creator is evil. And not necessarily saying that she's evil, or Sauron. But like, anyway, the idea that these rings who were created from the knowledge of Sauron but can do great deeds, but you would just kind of cast them away because of their creators' crimes or views or anything like that. It's just like, it's like you're throwing away all this potential good because of all of that. Like, it's like this, it's a conversation, I think, around it. And I think everybody's right to feel however they feel about it and approach it however they feel about it. But for me, it's just like there's so much value in there that I think supersedes anything else that happens outside of it, if that makes sense. There's 2 pictures on the walls of Season 2 of Squid Game. Much like how the walls of Season 1 showed the games, in the pictures of Season 2, it appears to be monkey bars and chess. Oh, huh, okay, interesting. I wonder what that'll be. Are you interested in reacting to some more older shows like Fringe? It is on my list for the show polls whenever a show slot opens up, which we only have 2. Bear is being filled with Heartstopper, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. holds the other one, and we are not near finished with that one yet. But Fringe is on the list for that, because I've had so many people recommend it to me because my favorite show is The X-Files. So, even before I started the channel, people were recommending me Fringe. I just never really took the time to check it out. So, maybe one day. What's your opinion on Amy Rose as a character? She's okay. She's there. She's kind of a trope. They've been working real hard in recent years to really make her more than that. And so I don't know. I'm very curious what they're going to do with her in the movies. But outside of that, I mean, I'm indifferent, I think. I got excited though. What's up, Michael? I have a hot take. I love The Last of Us Part 2. I don't think that's a hot take. It's a good game. It's not as good as the first game, but it's a good game. And that's my opinion. Via 17 now, and if my calculations are correct, Stolas and Stella got married 17 years ago. 7 years ago, after Stolas and Blitz met as kids. Okay, I gotcha, I think. MG Coin sacrifices himself for the pregnant woman for Squid Game Season 3. That's probably pretty likely. I have a strong feeling the last game for Season 3 will be the Squid Game. I would imagine it would be. But then again, if they've done these many times, the VIPs, unless this was their first time tuning in, had no idea what that game was. Obviously, that was for us, the viewer, but they needed to have that explained to them. That would only make sense if this was their first time watching it. If that was a tentpole game of every version of this event, so who knows. The Expanse is amazing. I've heard it is. Saw a guy drive in circles today. Very entertaining. Oh, okay. What did you think about James Gunn's Rupert Thorne? I mean, we didn't get a lot about him. He was just an evil, disgusting bastard. And yeah, reaped what he sowed there, man. Happy New Year, D. Cole. Right back at you. And this just kind of goes back to what we were talking about. I think I even read that when we were kind of getting into the swirl of things. It's just an assumption because she's a woman. Which is a valid assumption to make, right? But we don't know. There's so many unknowns when it comes to Siri as an entity, as a character. And we also know that the games are not the same continuity as the books. I mean, that's pretty evident. So they can do whatever. Her Witcher philosophy and all these other things could be completely different than the previous establishment. We don't know. We know nothing. Anyway, moving on. I turned 28 on January 15th, and the date of your live stream will be on the 18th. I have a birthday party to get to. Nice, nice. On the 15th, I'm getting... What's the 15th? What's the 15th? No, never mind. 16th is what I was thinking of. On the 15th, Mimi is going to the cat groomer. My birthday has already passed, and I wish you one, I believe. There was backlash at Hyunju being played by a straight cisgendered male, so the director has had to clarify he wanted a transgender person, but no one was willing to play the role. I think because there's still stigma surrounding it in Korea. Personally, if that's why you need a straight man to play a transgender character, then that reason is entirely acceptable. I mean, it's baby steps, right? I think the representation matters, especially in like So that was my understanding as well, like, especially from some other Koreans that chimed in on the videos about what this kind of meant to have this character kind of displayed in this way. And a lot of people, said or reinforced that, they're still very conservative in that way when it comes to certain things like that. So that's a huge step, So, like, it makes completely sense that they might have to compromise somewhere to get just a character out there. And I think having the character out there and that character to be done in this very genuine, authentic kind of way that makes you sympathize, connect, and understand their experience in the little time that they kind of had, even though they had a lot of focus in this season so far. I think that is a little more important, especially right now. You can worry about authenticity in your casting when you've made greater strides. I think that's a great first step, for sure. And it was done really well, I think. And I think, as far as I've seen, it's been received very well. Yeah, also, this is a little down the ways, but I'm going to skip ahead here because it's kind of relevant to that. Where you at, Leo? As a transgender person myself, I completely understand it might be very scary to play the character if you yourself are trans in that country, so it's all good. Also, they might not be out as trans, or who knows? Like that, yeah, especially if you're a public figure, that can be increasingly scary. Because you're already, hounded or, what's the word I'm looking for here? Paparazzi'd. Turn that into a verb, there's already a lot of pressure and eyes and ears and all of that, and there's already kind of a problem with being noticed in the streets, and if you just throw that out, it can be dangerous, is the gist of it all. Like, it's completely understandable to be very apprehensive about that, I think. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad that that character got treated so seriously and wasn't like a one-off caricature or joke, Well, joke's on you, Leo. Try to read every comment. I just saw that because I have the one I'm reading from, which is at this point like 40 minutes behind, and then the live one on the right. So I kind of bounce between them both, just if anything's like relevant to what I'm saying, enough to call out. Yeah, okay, yep. I already addressed that one. We're not going back to that. We're not going back in time. See Chris return as Johnny Storm one more time in Secret Wars? Maybe. I would say not likely. After Mingle, it was... Okay, yeah, never mind. After Mingle, it was 100, and then the fight broke out, and they lost a few more. Right, because it was split 50-50. 50-50, I forgot about that. It was dead even 100 left until the fight. Until the stabbings, and then, of course, the little mini coup that was attempted. So yeah, I don't think we get the numbers. Yeah, they were down to, that's what I remember, the 90 number. It was because after the bathroom, 5 people died, 2 from one side, 3 from the other. So we're at 95 before the fight broke out, so who knows? No reason to continue the Squid Game if there's only 10 people left. Hey man, they keep going until there's 1. What's up, Kate? How are you? My dad's still alive. It was my grandfather who passed. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got those two mixed up. But, well, happy birthday to your dad. 2 questions. What do you think of Millie Alcock in House of Dragon? I thought she was fantastic. Am I excited for her as Kara/Supergirl? Sure. Let's go. Totally down for it. If you were loose, which glyph would you use more? Light, earth, or ice? I'd probably get more use out of the light glyph, to be honest. So probably that. Let's see. And then here's where all the chaos ensued. Happy New Year, Ginger. How are you? This is when you entered the chat. It's my first time watching this whole live and something like this happens. Does this happen all the time? No. We haven't had like a tirade like this, I think, since the notorious Flash. But he was a character on here that plagued a lot of the Arrowverse reaction channels at the time. Yeah, very bigoted, very bipolar, very very aggressive whenever you disagreed. And very, more than this guy, very, very overt about their issues. Again, I was assuming. I was making assumptions about things that necessarily didn't apply to said person this time around, and then they made it about themselves. So, yeah. We hit your forward discourse. Smudge my nail paint typing too angrily. Oof. Do you remember where you were up to? Nope. I told 2 7-year-old kids to stop bothering an older guy on the bus, and they threatened to jump me. Similar energy. Keep them blocked. I agree, it's entertaining seeing strange people be childish. That's all I remember. First, technically, he's my second arch nemesis. I think Flash still holds that title. So thankfully, he finally gave up. I mean, he's like, even on Twitter, he was constantly being banned over and over and over again, making new accounts, following the same people, and just re-engaging. And I think he finally, I mean, as far as I know, finally disappeared. But he just kept making new accounts. But you always know because he talked the exact same way every time. And he caught on because he would always have a Flash-related username and icon, and then he changed it, I think, to Quicksilver, which isn't that far off. I thought that was so funny. Yeah, I remember the profile picture. Oddly enough. Fitting, right? Sorry, like, I'm poking fun now because it escalated to the point that it did. But that's just kind of funny to me. A little ironic, if you will. Insane Village in Order Story, I remember reading that. So in less than 24 hours, the arch nemesis will return. I take some of the blame. I remember reading that. On another note, I finished season 1 of Doom Patrol, and it was insane, but I enjoyed it. Larry is my favorite character at the moment. Who's yours? Larry. Larry is also my favorite character in that. I love him to death. His whole story, it reminds me a lot of like Stolas and Blitz in a way. It's a very similar thing, you know, wrestling with your identity like that, and then the tragedy and fallout of all the decisions that come with that. Not to mention all the other shit that happened to him. Didn't Flash keep joining the Discord too? I think like once or twice. I don't think he was like a huge Discord person, so I think he quickly gave up on that. Robert Pattinson Batman. Came from watching in space with Markiplier with my friends to joining this stream and come into this crazy thing. Sorry about that, Muffin. Omni has his own reverse Flash. What an effing unit. Not worth the frustration. Exactly. Just finished making donuts in Blender. Nice, nice. The fact that police in Squid Game Season 2 were of no help was intentional. The director said because the police were usually the last to arrive and could not help much. That's usually the case everywhere, I feel like. Time travel. New Year's resolution is to go on more walks and get a Fitbit to track my steps. I still have maintained my gym membership for, it's probably been a year now, and I still have not, I haven't been back in a year, but I'm still paying for it. Unless the power goes out and I need to go over there for a shower. I mean, it's just like down the road. Because sometimes, man, the power will go out and it'll just be our street. Hell, one time it was just me and the 4 houses around us. Yeah, fun stuff. So that's the main reason I keep it. It's like insurance for my shower. Do you think we're going to see Deadpool and Wolverine in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars? Probably. I would have to imagine so. Part of the plot is with the two sisters who are twins. Okay, yeah, somebody brought that up. I do remember that now. If not you, somebody brought that up a few weeks ago. I like the idea. I've flaunted that myself a time or two. I even mentioned the same thing in Star Wars if the one were to reincarnate in twins. Because that was always my theory about Luke and Leia at a point. Or that Kylo and Rey, until we got who they were, that was also something I was thinking about. Yours was 37. I did not think you were in your late 30s. If I were to guess, I would have guessed late 20s, early 30s, around that age. I'm looking good, I guess. I've got a couple of grays creeping in here. You know you're doing something right as a creator when you're laughing at someone being stupid and your entire chat is ready to fight them for you. I mean, I think that just goes to show where, at least for the most part, we have a pretty strong cultivation on our values here. And it's one thing to disagree about a certain thing, and it's one thing to spew ignorance. And I'm not claiming to know everything about the series or the games or anything of the sort. I'm just posing a counterpoint and a view. And again, it wasn't even specific to this person. It wasn't them specifically we were talking about. But guess what? It felt defensive all the same. You're a kid at heart, Omni, but way more mature than he was. We're all kids at heart simply because we love awesome comic adaptations like Marvel and DC, Star Wars, etc. Do not look a day past 30, honestly. I don't think you might be a little nice there, but I appreciate that. Gasp! I've seen a video of learning the alphabet with Thanos, which is Thanos from Squid Game saying them A4, and then whatever thing Thanos said that starts with the letter A. Like clips from the show? Let's go. Omni, we got you. Chat, assemble! What do you think the fourth game is? I have no idea. We mentioned this a little bit earlier. Like, I don't know. Like, our clue was, like, it looked like a railroad crossing sign. And there was a little kid, and then there was the big girl again. So I don't know if that was meant to be a mother or a sister or something like that. Maybe it's crossing the tracks, trying to beat the train. I don't know. Something with the train. That's the best I've got. They like Uber Eats, but they get absurdly big celebrities to do their ads. Never heard of them. What's up, Lynn? How are you? Super duper late to the party, but hey, Omni. Omni is cursed with the baby face. Cursed or privileged? Depends on how you look at it. Look up creepy Squid Game doll English dub because it's creepier in English. She sounds like a demonic kid. I watched the first couple of minutes of Squid Game in English and like I couldn't take it seriously. Like the dub sounded so fucking goofy to me. Like it just did. Like animation dubs, anime dubs, like they can be done well. They can. But like when I'm seeing a different voice altogether come out of a human being and the lips not match and all that, there's automatically a disconnect in my brain. And like Gyun, when he was getting chastised by the loan sharks, I was just laughing. I'd already seen the show by this point, but I was like, I couldn't take it seriously. And I'm just like, God, I feel sorry for the people that this is their first time watching this. Maybe like going into some people, they don't have that problem. But for me, it was just like, oh, what? Fuck. God, it was so goofy. Rickman was 50 when he auditioned for Snape. Google Player 33, and I too got the picture of the person from season 1 with their back. James and Lily Potter died in the books at 21, and in the movies they were in their 30s when they died. So much older. The movies wanted to age up the characters much more than the books. Likely because they didn't want to put, one, it helps with the aging of your actors, and two, it helps with the stakes that you are putting your child actors through. So that makes sense. They didn't do it in the way that like the first attempt at Percy Jackson did, where he was about to go to college or some shit. Or if they said he was younger in that, he looked like he was going to college. Right, so yeah, I don't know. Fast X is releasing in 2026. We'll see. Well, Fast 11, not Fast X. Fast X is already out. but I know what you meant. Canada, shouts out to Canada. Had to say Dr. Phosphorus got some moves on the dance floor and got me thinking, I wonder if someone asked him to dance with him, will they get hurt in the process? Well, as we saw with the child, he can control whether or not his radiation's harmful, at least. I want to ask you this. You have censored violent/bloody scenes from shows or movies before, and you haven't for Creature Commandos. And also, yet, you have censored some of the sexual content in it. So I have found that YouTube only cares when it comes to violent scenes when it's in live action. So you can get the dreaded yellow dollar sign on a video for showing certain kinds of graphic live action content. And for a second, I was experimenting with censoring the very same, because that was after they changed their rules and how stringent they were on certain things. Because it didn't used to be the case, but that's been plaguing many a horror YouTuber who reacts to horror stuff, let alone plays horror video games. Like anything that's like realistic looking and has graphic scenes, the YouTube gets very sensitive about now. But I saw some people having no issues with Invincible, the new season, so I tested it out and have not been flagged for any of those with that. But for live action stuff, it does. However, sexual stuff is still sexual stuff. It doesn't matter if it's animated or not in that way. If it shows a little too much, YouTube's going to get a little prudish about it. I mean, it's natural, I guess, given the state of the platform, for sure. So, yeah. I mean, that's the main thing. It's just, it's a little bit of a dance. What's up, Orisha? How are you? Joined a little late, but if you were on Owl House, which/what animal would you want to have as a palisman? A raven. I would want to have a raven. Or a cat. Well, raven. For a palisman. I don't know if I would want to stab a cat or screw a cat onto a staff. A raven would look kind of cool on a staff. I don't know about a full-on cat. I know it's probably unrelated to anything we've talked about, but have you heard of the honey scam that happened? Yes. Yes, I have. We actually watched a video on it not too long ago. Yes. Showed a video about that not too long ago. That is some crazy stuff, man. And I have a PayPal account and stuff like that, as I'm sure many people do. And it just makes me wonder if there's any other shady shit going on, if it's specifically just isolated to that. I don't have affiliate links, and I've never really dabbled in a lot of them. So that aspect of it doesn't affect me all that much. But it just makes me feel a little weird now about that. I don't get where Omni is reading the comments from. It's just the chat itself, the live chat. I'm personally not into turn-based gameplay. I can understand that. I like it with Pokemon. I like it with older Final Fantasy games. But if I have the option, I kind of tune it out. It's not my go-to, but depending on, I'll give it a chance or whatever the hell. But it's definitely not my go-to. I didn't know Dr. Phosphorus was a Batman villain in the comics. Did you, Omni? I mean, he never really pops up all that much. I thought he was more of like a Justice League Superman villain. So I was a little surprised by that, to be honest. I'm not wildly familiar with his character in a deeper sense, but yeah, I didn't know he was based in Gotham, and yeah, it makes you wonder how Batman deals with him sometimes. I'm so glad Markiplier didn't promote it. The only smart person there, I think. I just like something about it is like how do they benefit from this? Like, is always what I was thinking. I tried it out for myself once, and of course, like many people, I didn't find shit. So I ended up never using it to actually buy anything. So I just uninstalled it after that. So I left that out. So I don't know. I just didn't, you know, like when something's offered to you, it's like, oh, this thing does all this, this, and this, and that for free. I'm like, okay, what's the catch? Because there's gotta be a catch. Nobody's doing shit for free. The new game from Naughty Dog to me looks like, hey, I mean, oh, sorry, that was a retracted, incomplete comment. I hate that. I understand the API and all of that, but I wish there was a way that StreamYard would filter out retracted comments so I wouldn't keep reading them. Looks like a giant generic mess of a game. Also, the product placement really turned me off. Um, I mean, I get the generic vibe. It is very generic-ish 80s sci-fi, like, not horror, but sci-fi element to it all, which is intentional. That's the whole point, I think, that they're going for. And product placement, I don't give a shit about product placement at all in literally anything, unless it's like the Krispy Kreme in that Power Rangers movie, man. That was a little much. But I just don't think there's anything, we don't know enough. We didn't see anything. We just saw what seems to be the start of a mission, maybe even the start of the story, and I'm just like, okay. That doesn't tell me anything except that she's a bounty hunter, I guess. That's all I got. I need more. I need more sauce before I get too hyped up for it. Apparently, it was so lucrative and infamous, it's slowly becoming a meme. I'm not surprised. I heard a YouTuber I watched say that the epilogue at the end of Harry Potter series shouldn't have happened. However, I'm a sucker for a look at the characters as adults. I agree. I like stuff like that. I like getting the look ahead. Okay. Let's see. She is neither magic nor sauce. That was talking about JK. I'm a little obsessed with Skeleton Crew. I love it so much. Neil is the best. He's a little cutie. Yes, agreed. Understood. That was about the AI thing. Did you see the original Harry Potter movies ended with the actors putting on old makeup? Yeah. Gave the wrinkles. They were only 37 and looked 70. Thankfully, they filmed that. They refilmed that. Wait, did they? There's no way they refilmed that. Well, I guess now they would be. Well, no. Would they be the ages of those characters right now? I don't think they would be. They're still young. Most of them are younger than I am, I thought. But yeah, they definitely made some of them look real rough. Like, I love that, like, back in the day, especially in movies and stuff, if you want somebody to make them look old, you really exaggerate it. So, like, 40s, like, back in the 90s, if somebody was, like, 40, they looked like they were 60 or 70. It was always hilarious. Chicanery. I know words. Hope we get a Vision spinoff after Agatha. Well, that's confirmed. Like, that's the next thing. We're getting a Vision show. I don't know what show is one, but it's not a mistake. It's called Homeward Bound: The Great Journey. I had to re-edit the comment to make sure you had to add the 1993 version. Okay. So I did remember seeing that comment, and I believed it was you. I just was waiting for you to confirm. But I have seen that movie and its sequel many times. I loved that movie. That was a constant re-rent, and anytime it was on TV, I was watching that. Like, one of my first cats was not Sassy, but I named her Sissy instead, but it was because of that. You know, Shadow, Chance, and Sassy were, like, iconic to me as a kid, man. And I referenced Homeward Bound in shit, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I made the final edit in The Wild Robot. I made reference to when Fink got his face littered with those porcupine spines. I don't know if I said Chance per se, but I know I made a comment that was Homeward Bound related. I'm going to have You Will Be Okay stuck on my head after this. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Time travel in the Potter universe works in a unique way where you age the amount of time you traveled. If you travel 20 years to the past, you age 20 years. Is that true? I don't remember that being a thing. Curious which version of the song this is. This is a lo-fi remix by Frost FM. I thought it was Frost FM, and I had to double check. The new Octavia song is stuck in my head I haven't re-listened to any of the Sensma stuff yet. I really need to. I haven't dived back into that after that episode. Have you heard of the game Guns, Gore, and Cannoli? If not, it's a Metal Slug, like, where you play as a mafia enforcer and battle across the zombie-infested NYC. It's a legitimately fun, great and funny. It's legitimately great and funny. I used to play a shit ton of Metal Slug. When the Pizza Huts used to actually have arcade cabinets. That's where I remember playing it the most, was there. Played it a couple of times at Billy Bob's Wonderland, but mostly at Pizza Hut is where I think I played the most Metal Slug. So I think that would be interesting to check out. It's also a sequel where the MC fights Nazis. The MC? Main character. Okay. Oh, okay. I got what you're saying there. Zombies and regular. Okay. Let's see. I agree that people can feel how they feel about it. However, I have a friend not want me to support Harry Potter. I'll support it because I love the franchise. It was my childhood. Good things can come from bad things. So even though J.K. Rowling may be bad, Harry Potter can still be great. I wouldn't know, though. I don't remember much of it, nor was I the biggest fan of it. Valid all the same. Of which post do I need to comment on? I recommend shows that are 52 weeks or less. That's a good point. I don't have one for just shows yet. And we're not going to have another poll for shows until after we're done with Heartstopper, which will be a minute. Not as long as some of the other stuff we watched, but I'm not sure. Just drop it somewhere. Discord or just message it to me on Patreon and I'll look at it. I'll definitely see it there with that. Would you rather have speedster powers or have super speedster? Speedster. I don't need all the fluff and craziness of all Superman's problems. I just would like to be real fast, because that would save me so much money on gas, man, and plane tickets. Hell, hotel rooms, because I could just run there, run back at the end of the day, and just sleep in my own bed every night. I hope we get a Last of Us Part 3. I think it's all but confirmed, if not said specifically. I think we are definitely going to, but I don't think it's going to be until after whatever this upcoming game is. What was it? Intergalactic or something? Also, we randomly found a What If series that asks, what if Ghost Rider was in Helva Boss? And the choice to adapt Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider is an interesting one. I mean, it's just interesting in general. I don't know about Squid Game being the last game. That could work, and maybe this time we could actually play into it, because last time was a play a little bit than just a battle with knives. But we'll see. That's true. It was just a 1v1 brawl, really, at the end of the day. Other than Gyun's initial play around the place when he hit Sung-woo with the pocket sand, you know, and he was hopping on the leg, he was doing all the usual things, then it just turned into a knife fight. So yeah, if you actually had like a team game at the end, who knows? Would be interesting. Bro, how far behind is the chat? I'm not being impatient. I just literally can't see where he is, and it's been nearly 5 minutes. We're still up. We're about 30 minutes behind now. Amy was done really well in Sonic Frontiers. I still haven't played Frontiers myself. I have it, but I haven't played it. That game had a lot of great character moments. It's probably because it's been 2 hours in the live and people are sending stuff way faster than you can read them. Very true. On January 14th, Ninjago turns 14 years old. I'm probably going to do a drawing for that. Ninjago being 15 years old is crazy and fun. Time passes, man. Time passes. Personally, I'd rather be represented in the writer's room. Yeah, I think that's the most important part at the end of the day. You know? Yeah, for sure. One pro versus one hacker versus 456 noobs. Which one's the hacker, though? Gyun, because he already kind of knows the game, or the one that literally runs everything? Just to think, Omni, we are now here in the year of the Avengers Doomsday trailer. I could see it releasing randomly in November. Really? It's weird to think it's that even that close. How do you feel about the Hell of a Boss balance the humor and the somber moments? Because I see most people hate the humor, kind of damaging the sad scenes. I think some of that is needed for some of them, but I get it. I understand it. You really want that impact to stay and stick. But I think they balance it very nicely. Sometimes do I wish like a moment here or there would linger or drag out just a little bit longer before we get a joke? Don't know. It doesn't bother me. Like, I understand if it bothers some people, but it personally doesn't bother me. Has it been confirmed with how many episodes Squid Game Season 3 is going to be? People have said 6, but Forbes did an article which implied that the director, when originally wrote Season 2, it was 14 episodes in total before being split into 2 seasons. I mean, that makes sense to me if it was just cut in half, because this is the natural... I understand why they stopped it right here. Like, it's a natural stopping point in the story, because I don't think they're willing to, especially, it's a cash cow, man, this show for them. Like, if it's a viewer's game, like, you want to cut them in, you want to bring it up or whatever. So I don't think they were going to do like 14 episodes the whole season. So cutting it down the middle like this, especially at this point, it's a fantastic Empire Strikes Back moment to kind of leave you hanging and waiting. Yeah, for sure. Omni, did you read my comment about the bride in the beginning of the stream? I don't remember you reading it. I don't remember seeing it. Is this one of those situations where it got 8? I'm 30 minutes into the start of the stream and I don't see it yet. Oh, wait, no. Blade. I see the Blade comment, but I don't see a bride comment. All right, we're an hour in and I still don't see it. I'm not seeing it. So you might need to resend it because I'm not seeing it. It may have got murdered by the chat. Damn it, now I lost my spot. Here we are. No, should have grabbed popcorn. Bitch Boys, episode 2. Comment about the bride. Let's see. I could see Anthony Starr as the Reverse Flash and Glenn Powell as Booster Gold. I could see both of those. I mean, I've floated around the Anthony Starr thing for a while because he just gives me those. It's typecasting, but he looks the part. He looks like a really good Eobard Thawne. But I don't know if he would be into it. Can I be your arch nemesis? No. Finally got laid. Or gave up. Who knows? On what level? Dude's thrown that around a couple times too, so I don't know, man. Dude just needed help, and he was spending all of his time online. Fucking just spewing all kinds of shit, man. I remember a troll with James Gunn's username being on here for a while ago. Was that the same Flash guy? I think so. Yeah, I think he did roll as James Gunn for a minute. Yeah, that was also him. Hey, Dad. What's up, Brendan? I guess I'm your dad now. I mean, I wasn't that evil in my own movie. Still never seen that movie, I don't think. If I remember. Do I? What is that? What is that movie? Now I don't even remember. Oh, wait, you literally said it. I just needed to read the rest of this. If anyone has seen Wreck-It Ralph. I have. I just don't remember. I don't remember that character. Sorry. Sometimes I read the first half, address it, before finishing the whole comment. Love Wreck-It Ralph. Understood the reference. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Wait, he's only 37? Bro, aged like Andrew Garfield. Wait, he's only 42. Yeah, he's not that old, man. I say that as I'm creeping up on it. Fuck's sake. Leave it alone! Leave me alone with the llama. What movie and show you're looking forward to the most this year? Superman and Daredevil. My mom just came home, so I can't stay too long. Happy New Year's and have a great day on me. You too, D. Cole. You too. Theories for the ending of Skeleton Crew and Andor Season 2. Andor Season 2, I think it's going to end with them setting up to go steal the Death Star plans. Or whatever we see Cassian doing at the start of Rogue One. But that's something, that's not a really fair prediction because they've confirmed as much. I hope they bring back whatever he was doing with trying to find his sister, because he just gave up on that. They dropped that completely. I would like to see that come back around, but I don't know. I don't know. What else? As far as Skeleton Crew, all I have is that the Private Redden, or whatever his name is, the supervisor behind everything on Adadan. 41. My bad. Got a symbol. Probably Frogger if I had to guess. Real life trolley problem. Would you rank the Star Wars? How would you rank the Star Wars shows? Because I think Skeleton Crew might be close to Andor. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, enjoyability is a huge factor. I think Andor is the best, like, as far as, like, storytelling, acting, all the things. I think Andor is undisputably the best made show. But my favorite is still The Mandalorian. So, number 1 is still Mando. I'll probably go Andor number 2. I'll probably go... Like, if we're talking a lot, the Disney Plus live action stuff, specifically. Because I'm not going to get into everything else, because that's just too messy. And I might forget one. But Ahsoka. I mean, no. Skeleton Crew. Hell, I might put Skeleton Crew over Ahsoka. I don't know, man. That Anakin moment's huge. And the ending. But so much... Yeah, well, it's not over yet, so for now I'm going to leave Ahsoka above Skeleton Crew. Then Book of Boba Fett, and then Acolyte. I think. Let me know if I forgot one. Jeebus 636 is not old. It's also not kid. Just check the Squid Game scene with the lone sharks, and ha! It does sound more goofy in the English dub of Squid Game. I wonder how they'll do Dr. Phosphorus in the live action one day. I don't know. Excited to see it, though. Paddington 3 this month. Glad about that. Really love those movies. I've never seen more than the first 10 minutes of that. The first one. There's a whole story behind that, but loved what I saw for those 10 minutes. 5 minutes? What's a good gang? What's up, Max Shade? How are you? Depends on the turn-based game. I love Persona 5. When Dr. Phosphorus was throwing the kid up in the air, how was he not burning her? Like many things, he also wasn't setting that bush on fire. I think he can control his radiation levels. He just can't not look like a skeleton. What animal are you? Me? I'm a phoenix bird with tiger mix. I think for anybody to claim that is a very bold assumption of themselves. Hey, sometimes people are beacons and shining awesome things. I won't take that away from you. But if I'm honest about myself, it's like when somebody asked me what Pokemon I would be. I'd probably be a Pidgey. I'd love to be a Corviknight or a Charizard or a Pikachu or something like that, but I'm probably a Pidgey. I'm scrappy, I'm a little annoying, but I'm nothing special. You find me everywhere. Lily Chan, god damn. Thank you so much again. More budget for the cats / raccoons. Thank you so much. They will definitely appreciate this. Both the cats and the raccoons. Or the possum. We do have a singular possum that comes by sometimes and steals the food. If it can get there before the raccoons do. Thank you so much. You are so, so kind. Here we are. The only turn-based game I've ever liked or gotten into is Gears Tactics, Gears of War game. Dude, I've never been a Gears guy. I tried. I just actively couldn't stand it. You know, like, the only time I played it, literally, I bought it purely for a weekend. Because with the new X-Files movie that was coming out, this was 2007, 2008, because the movie came out in 2008, but it was a promo for the X-Files movie that was coming out in 2008. And if it was like when they were doing these Xbox Live play every weekend things, like if you for every hour you spent playing the game of choice, you got one entry into this sweepstakes. And that prize for that weekend, the game was Gears of War 2 or whatever, whichever one was out at the time. I don't know. I didn't care. Hell, if you were playing at the time, I may have ruined your game. Because I was like, oh, they're giving away a full box set of the X-Files, which at that point I didn't have. I had a couple of the loose seasons, the individual seasons that I gotten as gifts, but I was still watching it on TV and shit at the time. So I bought that game for like 20 bucks used at GameStop, and I was just, I had my TV pipped. I had my Xbox pipped in the bottom of the screen, and I was just AFK rolling through matches with my joystick pressed forward so that I was never like booted out for inactivity. So I did that all weekend, and when I was at work or if I was asleep, I asked my brother to come down and make sure I was joining a new game. And in the end, I didn't win first place, but I got second. I got the full series from that whole endeavor, so it paid off in the end. Funny thing is though, after that happened, I had already bought it because like I think months went by from the end of that sweepstakes and there was nothing. The page was taken down and there had been no news about who won and who didn't. So I just assumed that they just scrapped it, like rug pulled that whole thing. So I ended up getting it at FYE for my birthday when I was at college, and because it was just a few, this is like I don't know, it was a couple months later. Like at this point I had given up on even the possibility that I was one of the winners. And then I ended up getting a double of it. I bought it and then ended up with a sealed one. Fell on tough times, ended up having to sell that for some cash though, but I had a backup. I still have the one I originally purchased though, but I did win! Had Honey for a few years and I did see how it didn't do much, but then I decided I never used it. Wait, what's about the new Naughty Dog game? Why does it apparently have controversy surrounding it? The lead. The aesthetic choice of the lead. I don't think I don't think we've seen too much of the new Naughty Dog game to call it enough. I think what you're trying to say, I don't think we've seen enough to call it just generic. I just don't think we've seen enough at all. Like this was like a bare bones tease, but it wasn't a tease in a way that it did anything to get me excited for it either. I need a hook. I don't have a hook. Am I watching college football? No, I do not. So, with whom are you rooting for in the semifinals? I'm sending all to the best players. Whichever one you are rooting for. Go, that one. I'm excited for the new Yakuza Pirate game in February. There's a Yakuza Pirate game? What? I don't know much about the Yakuza series, but it does seem to be a little all over the place sometimes. Is that a wrong assumption? I don't know. I don't know a lot about it. I just know the meme and the song or something like that, thanks to Raul Coley. That makes sense, although I personally think YouTube allowing violent content more than sexual content is a bit ridiculous, since violence is actually worse than sexual stuff in life. Oh, so true. So true. Right now, Daniel is 35. The same age Harry Potter was at the end of the series. Oh, Okay, okay, that works out then. Some fans actually want Radcliffe as Snape in the Potter series. That would be kind of funny. The Rocketeer is my favorite classic. I've never seen The Rocketeer. I know of The Rocketeer, but I've never seen The Rocketeer. I'd love to see you do a rewatch of Homeward Bound. I know it's unlikely, but I can dream. Yeah, I'm still so... I know a lot of you guys always reinforce it because, you know, you're kind. But I know a lot of people are, you know, I don't know about doing, like, rewatches. I know, like, some channels have done so, if you haven't seen a movie in a long time. Like, Angelina or Nat Gold sometimes rewatch old movies if it wins a poll, as long as they're upfront about it, and most of the time, they always are. Hell, so much to the point where I remember Angelina watched the Fast and Furious movies completely out of order, which was hilarious. Anyway, maybe. Aubrey Plaza's husband just died. I saw that news just before going live today too. Yeah, that's that. To say that sucks is an understatement. That's heartbreaking, man. And the circumstances surround it, it's got to be even more heartbreaking too. Like, to be on that side of it. You never know what people are going through, man. Always check up on everybody, and it's hard to say. Like, you know, it just goes to show that, like, no matter what, you don't know what somebody's dealing with on the other side of the fence, man. Or who's going to try to catch you at a con and throw fists or shoot you or whoever or whatever this guy was fucking threatening. Who knows? Might have just pissed off a Unabomber for all I know. The irony about Voldemort was he was obsessed with immortality, yet he died at the age of 71, when wizards can live for 200 years. 71 is young for wizards to pass away at. Really? Huh. I mean, obviously, like, you know, some wizards and stuff like that, like, in some media do last forever. I don't remember that being a stipulation that wizards just naturally had longer lives in the world of Harry Potter. Oh, I loved Homeward Bound, and the scene with Sassy went in the water. I thought she was going to drown. I almost got teared up. Oh, dude, so much of that movie was so powerful, man. I loved it. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but Stella is a narcissist. Episode 1, Season 1, Episode 2 says a lot about what she really cares about most. Season 2, Episode 1, you see how unhinged she was because nothing is going her way. Also, as a child, she's strangling fly dogs as well. So, not a good sign there either. My partner was so worried about how they filmed the river scene in Homeward Bound, she had to look it up. Apparently, they used close-up of Sassy was done indoors in a warm pool. Okay, thank Christ. You were about to scare me and maybe ruin this movie. And any other river shots with the animals were done with harnesses and people in the water with them. Okay, God, okay. I was like, don't you fucking ruin this movie for me. God. Hollywood was the Wild West back in the day when it came to special effects, so I wouldn't be shocked if they did some crazy stuff, unfortunately. Just sent you a direct message on Patreon with 4 shows, letting you know so you don't get freaked out by the random message. Why, thank you. The Mortal Kombat 1. It was one of the first. Oh, wait. Wait. That sounds familiar. But I don't, it's not on here anymore. I know Jazzy's comment about that. I found that about the bride in Mortal Kombat. But I did read that one. So I don't know. Maybe there's something else I'm missing. Where are we? Here we are. What? Oh, that was when I halfway read the comment and didn't really get. Turbo was literally one of the best twists they ever did. I don't remember it. I don't. I guess I'm your dad now. You said it so casually. That's how I be, man, sometimes. Imagine a Squid Game with only superheroes, but they don't have powers to help them win. Homelander will be stealing everyone's milk to remain calm without his powers. That'd be an interesting premise for sure. Omni is 36 years young. Am I the only one who thinks of Ryan George whenever I'll watch things now like Squid Game and Skeleton Crew? No, I do have the occasional thought in my mind where I'm just like, you know, what is it? Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Wait, is the live stream title meant to be winning or whining? It is whining, as in whining. I just do not have wine at the moment because I am on too much acetaminophen for me to drink alcohol this weekend. So I have just a couple more days before I finally get my tooth fixed. And hopefully, well, it's not even guaranteed that that's going to be the end of it either, but hopefully that is. So I just try not to mix it. So it is spelled correctly. There is one N, and it is whining in the sense that we are whining and dining, whining and talking. But you are definitely not the first, probably not the last person that will be confused by the title. It's also tongue-in-cheek, because sometimes we do occasionally whine about something. So it's kind of a double meaning of sorts. But the intent is that we just relax, chill, I have a little wine, and we relax and have a good time. I was being nice, have it your way, you're old. I feel like no one is talking about Skeleton Crew. I think that's what you were trying to say. Yeah, I mean, there's some conversations around it, but it's shocking how quiet it is right now. When people would not, both sides would not shut up about the Acolyte. Like, it was being talked about long after it ended. It's kind of funny. What does that tell you? I don't know. I don't know. It's doing well on the channel. Views are good. Better than the Acolyte in a lot of ways. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious what the numbers are going to be once they kind of actually put that out there, though. But I don't see people coming down on it. But let's be honest. Like, I mean, I tried to be as fair as possible with the Acolyte, man. It did not hold up in the end for me. I tried. Pidgey. Plus a possum. Pidgeys are valid too. Steel. I put some out for them. Sometimes, specifically for the possum. Sometimes, but we don't always. The possum comes where the possum comes. You can't plan for the possum. The possum is like a random encounter of the evening. You can usually guarantee the little, you know, bandits are going to come by no matter the night. Feeling like no one is talking about Skeleton Crew and is not doing well. Ignoring the other message I accidentally sent it before I finished it. Well, too bad. I already read it. Prefer turn-based game is Civilization 2 and 3. I've never played Civ 2 or 3. I've never played one of the Civ games. I've heard great things about it, but yeah, never gave it a go. I didn't know it was turn-based, actually. I thought it was like an RTS, like those top-down RTSs like the old Warcraft games or StarCraft and stuff like that. I guess no, that doesn't even make sense either. I don't know. I've never actually seen gameplay of it. I've just seen world figures just talking back and forth, and then there's something going on the screen. I'm a Pidgey too. I'm on the same page of Pokemon. Hell yeah. Metapod. Ginger's a Metapod. Ginger uses Harden when she sees Pedro Pascal walk into the room. How many people say Hogwarts School is the safest place on Earth? However, the kids are always in danger of death. Danger is relative. Have you ever watched Over the Hedge? I have not. It, among many things, has also been recommended. It is on my radar, though. How deranged was the person who came in first? I don't know. I mean, it's a raffle at the end. You just got enough tickets. So, I mean, it's technically random. You just had a higher chance the more hours individually you committed to it. So, who knows? Who knows? The person that won one could have maybe just played once and they just got really lucky. But I'm just happy I won the X-Files competition, man. That made my day when I found out, even though by that point I had already bought the damn thing. Though I did get a discount on it because the FYE employee lied on my sign up to their little program to get the birthday discount. So they just made the day I was there my birthday so I could get it off, because there was only one left. So I have that still. It's not in the best of condition, but I still have it. And now I have the full set on Blu-ray, because as we now know, that's not the full series anymore. They added 2 new seasons after that we won't talk about. Haven't seen Skeleton Crew yet. I guess a part of me felt it was too childish or aimed at kids. That's what I thought going into it when I saw the marketing and all this stuff, but I wanted to give it a chance anyway. I'm wholly enjoying it. It is very young adult, but in the way that like the Goonies is. Like, it's Space Goonies, and it's a lot of fun. Which is a terrible reason, to be honest, because some of my favorite shows include The Howell House and She-Ra. Well, look at you, you little hypocrite. It's strange to actually find someone who hates... It's actually strange to find someone who hates Gears of War. That franchise solidified the over-the-shoulder shooter, if I remember correctly. The games that copied the formula for... I don't like that. I didn't like the gameplay, was a huge part of it, and I thought... I was also a little edgelord at the point, too, because it was like what some of my friends were playing a lot at the time as well, and I don't think I had an Xbox at the time, too, so maybe I was a little apprehensive about it, but the whole concept of the storyline I thought was kind of hilarious. Because I jokingly just called them mole men for whatever reason, and then the whole global warming aspect of it, too, at the time. Like, I just thought it was kind of... The whole premise of it seemed kind of funny, and just I hated the gameplay. It was too slow, sluggish, and heavy, and I didn't like the over-the-shoulder, their execution of it. My brother loved it. I wasn't a fan. I was also very tribal in my love for Halo, and it was like the new Halo or whatever they were trying to sell it as, so I was like, nah. Which is funny, because I used to also hate Halo as a kid. Who knows, maybe if I tried it again now, I wouldn't be so harped up on it or against it. But I was very opinionated as a youth. Here you go. Here's a hook. I'm Rebecca. I'm funny. Skeleton Crew isn't childish. I don't think so. I mean, it's a little. It's a little. I mean, in the way that the kids are, because they are written very well as kids. Like, they feel like, I mean, they are children, but they act like kids I would have played with as a kid, or kids that I would see. Well, I mean, you probably wouldn't see kids like this these days. Maybe you would. I don't know. Fuck if I know. What do I know? Yakuza games are all over the place. There is also a samurai game. The Yakuza pirate game, I think, is going to show Skull and Bones how it's done. So they're just, yeah, it's just like Yakuza throughout the ages. Love to see you react to Disney's Hunchback, underrated classic. Like the movie? Like the animated movie? I mean, because I've seen that. Something awesome I found recently is my dad knew the composer of Has Been and Helluva from his time in the Navy. And we got in contact with each other and had a mini interview. Oh, wait, which one? Or, well, Sam or Andrew or both. I met both of them. What's up? Would you like to be Zuko or Scorpion? If I had the choice, I would much rather be Zuko, because Scorpion comes with a lot of baggage. Zuko also is not a Hellbeing linked to the Netherrealm. So I love Scorpion, but if I had to pick which life I would like to lead, it would be Zuko, for sure. Flameo, my good Hotman. Nicholas Flamel famously lived a long time since he had the Philosopher's Stone. But that was because he had the Philosopher's Stone. You know, as an iconic real-world figure, who was fabled and famed to have created the Philosopher's Stone. You know, the whole thing that kicked off the Elixir of Life, the quest and look for it, you know, Full Metal Alchemist, all these different things. You know, his tomb's been raided. It's long since empty because people looking for secrets of where he hid it away in his old little hidey holes and stuff, believing he actually had it. So who's to say? But yeah, I like that. I mean, I like that, but like that's not like that was stated specifically because of the stone, I thought. Did I have a crush on anyone from The Walking Dead when I was watching it? I don't recall. Maybe Maggie for a time? Rosita? But I honestly, I don't remember. Now I'm just like, am I forgetting people? I don't know. I feel like I did at one point for Maggie, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. What's up, MC Zombie Dude? Are we about to see any American actors like Leonardo DiCaprio and any actors as VIPs for Squid Game Season 3? Because I will be hoping if we see them. I think that would be really cool this time around to actually bring some people in. Leonardo DiCaprio, don't know about that, but if it was people we knew, I think that'd be kind of funny. Let's see. Evan, though I don't like the show, it was always cool to get in the nitty-gritty of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hold on a second. I want to look something up here. Let's see. Dumbledore was 150 when he died, but I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe the magic just innately keeps them around. But I think the Flamel thing was specifically because of the stone, I thought. That's kind of the point. Okay, the original Homeward Bound was known the animals suffered abuse. Oh, I didn't know there was a 1963 one. I only know of the remake then, I guess. I don't think I've never seen the original. By the time of the remake, the American Humane was in effect, and 93 film was certified as not harming animals. Good. Thank God. Surprised that we have a new Hellboy game with Lance Reddick as Big Red, and nobody is talking about it. There's a Hellboy game coming out? What the fuck? Did I miss that? I didn't even know that. So, who knows? I'm probably not alone in that then. As for the big Batman comment, I love big meaty men slapping meat. Love it. Take that as you will. No, it really was turn-based. I sent another one just in case. Thanks for understanding what skla meant. Pedro, yum, yep. Oh damn, he's almost caught up. Take it easy. Lesbian reacts. Non-binary lesbian reacts. AKA formerly known as Horse Lover. Take it easy. Let's see, we have a full set of Buffy VHS box sets, and I have no room to judge anyone. I have a lot of complete series. I just don't collect enough of them because I just don't have room to put everything somewhere. Like, I've got all of Full Metal Alchemist, the original version. All of Death Note, all of Avatar: The Last Airbender, all of, obviously, the X-Files, half of Soul Eater, some of Bleach, half of the first half of Naruto. I just gave up on that because that was going to be an expensive ass endeavor after I kept up with it. Reaper, which I haven't watched, but I have the full series. Somebody got it to me as a gift, but I haven't watched it. Power Rangers, I have all on DVD. Friends, I have all on Blu-ray. Not sure what else. Hey, but Metapod does evolve into a Butterfree, and oh man, bye-bye Butterfree still gets me. And that bitch didn't come back for how many? Well, to be fair, did Ash even age? It was like, I'll see you next time when the mating season's over, and that dude had kids and never came back until like 10, 15 years later. I made a joke out of it forever until he actually finally came back. Can't say I remember no Adden. I maybe suggest playing Gears of War prequel game coming out this year, I think. If you enjoy that, then it might be worth going back to the original series. That might be a good way to give it a go. I mean, I worked my way backwards through Halo. I started with 3, I think, and then went backwards. What's up, Spider Bat? How are you? The munchies on the brain at the minute. Need some pretzels in me. Yes, rewatch React then. Kiryu. What? The fuck was this in relation to? What do you think about people saying that Hello Boss condones cheating? In my opinion, Stolas only cheated on paper, from what I commented before about the relationship. Dude was abused. He was in a toxic relationship. Is it, by definition, cheating? Yes. By all means, yes. And like I said, as we saw later, he could have divorced her once that realization had set in that he wasn't happy, but he was, like many people, toughing it out, and he hadn't even came to that realization yet. So, like, I get it. But if we're, like, weighing sins here, yeah, Stella is definitely the greater of the two evils. There's no love there, especially with the way she treats him, all of that stuff, and purely out of obligation, whatever. He didn't wrong her. She wouldn't, had he cheated with another Goetia, I don't think she would have given a shit. I think she only cared, she doesn't care about him, she doesn't love him, she doesn't love Octavia. She doesn't love anybody outside of herself. And, you know, like, that's apparent, and she's admitted as such. Like, so, like, can you emotionally cheat on somebody that doesn't give a shit about you? On paper? Legally? Sure. But, I think we're being a little, we're fudging some details if we're getting a little pissy if we're, like, talking back about that. Do the people that, like, defend the absolute shit out of Stella, like, I don't get it. I don't. Who do I hate more? Oh, I'll get to it. We're almost caught up. Wait, there was a real Nicholas Flamel? Yes, he's a real world figure, and you can visit his tomb to this day, though I'm pretty sure by this point it is empty and not even his body is there anymore. People trying to find his secrets and find out where he hid his research notes or the stone. Question before you go, what's your theory on how you think Squid Game thing will go on, or will go, and what do you like to see happen if you could write it? I would like to see them tough it out for a couple more games. I would like, obviously we need some stakes, so we're gonna have to lose some people, so I just hope Hyungju survives. I hope that some people make it out this time. I hope it isn't just him again. And I hope that, I think that whatever's happening here with the father and Yul will result in Junho being on the boat, making contact and finding the island, and then hopefully coming down and shutting it down before too many more people die. So I'm hoping some people we get attached to make it out, because I feel like that's gotta be the point. That's gotta be what we're fighting for. I don't think we're going to end this series without hope on the horizon, because we're here to back Gyun and like see that journey to fruition. I don't think you would end the series being like, hey bud, sorry, you're wrong, and gone. I mean, you could, cynical way to do it, but I don't think that's the journey we're gonna have. Rosita, the chair from Friends. Oh yeah, no. Maggie, then that girl with the katana. Michonne. Definitely Maggie for me. Brian Sadler. Happy New Year, buddy. Subscribed to you early last year. Seen your hell of a boss reactions. I love your big giggle fits that you need to pause the video to get yourself together to continue. Aw. Those do tend to happen every now and then. I wish I could do that with every show, but that would just absolutely ruin the watch-alongs and stuff like that. No. But yeah, I get that. I really appreciate that. And thank you for still being here, even though we may be on a little bit of a dry spell for the time being. Damn, I sent the bride comment again, but it deleted itself. Again, I guess. What the hell? I don't understand, man. Because it's not even like flagging it in the way that like, oh, this is offensive, maybe you want to approve it. It's just not there. Because usually it'll be, if it might not appear, like if it's something that the moderation system catches, it'll be up here, grayed out, and be like, do you approve? Do you want to continue to hide this? And that shit's just not happening sometimes. Sometimes it just eats comments, and I don't understand. Since they've had sex for 17 years, and Stella's been a narcissist, I'm 100% sure she was cheating on Stolas long before he got with Blitz. Wouldn't be surprised if this comes out in the show. I wouldn't be either, man. Hell, man, I would not either. And if we're talking about all that, too, like, what she describes as sex is borderline the R word. Which, I know there's people out there be like, you can't R your spouse. I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I don't know, man. He was there because he had to be, or he felt that he did. He didn't know another world. He didn't know other option. It sucks. You know, it is. Whatever. If you can't see the nuance of it, like, I don't know. You need to, like, come at it from a different angle, I think. Saying those VHS sets were chonky. Yes, they were, man. The whole game is called Hellboy and the Web of Word. Weird. The Web of Word is how I'm weird. I have to look that up. Nobody can make me hate Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Neither Alien Romulus. I don't know why anybody would try to get you to hate Alien Romulus. It was pretty universally regarded. Who do I hate more, Stella or Andre? Probably, Stella is so ignorant of everything that's going on around her. She's so inward. Andre is so calculative. Like, they're different kinds of evil. But, like, probably Stella at the end of the day. Gotta go. This was an enjoyable stream. Not a person who likes streams. Bye-bye. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it for a person who doesn't like streams. But take it easy. Hopefully next time, if you're here next time, it's a little less chaotic. Did I have a favorite Pokemon episode in the Indigo League? Loved the Sabrina Gym Leader episodes. Those were some of my favorites as well as when they go to Lavender Town to get to try to get a Haunter or a ghost type Pokemon so that they could fight her. All of that was really the episode with the Cubone was kind of sad. Or the Ghastlies. There's a lot of really good episodes in the Indigo League. I mean, honestly, I stopped watching the show after the Orange Islands. Maybe a little bit after that, actually. But I kind of fell off after that point. But probably the Haunter episode, I think. Have I watched Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul? I've never seen a single Wallace and Gromit. So no. One day, maybe. There's a theory that Inho will die and Gyun will become the new frontman. Whilst I can see that theory being true, I really hope it doesn't. What? Okay, hold up. Let's flirt with this possible idea. Let's flirt with this possible idea for a second. What if Gyun does take over the games? I mean, I don't think they would thrive in the way that they would, but what if he takes over the games and instead the players come here and let's just say they lose. They don't die. What if I don't think it's going to happen. I think it is going to shut down. That's what I think. So, but if he did take over, what if instead losers don't die, they just simply lose? So he's still giving people the opportunity to pull themselves and win themselves out, but, you know, they still have to compete against one another. It just turns into this is actually the prequel series to the Netflix Squid Game challenge, which is still inhumane by most standards, but they're not dying. That would be hilarious. Did I read Hunger Games? I have not. I've only seen the movies. Pikachu challenges the Raichu. Oh, that's a good one too. And he denies the Thunderstone because he's like, I can do this. I have a theory about Guillaume sacrificing himself so that other players can make it out. I hope that doesn't happen. I want him to make it out. I don't want another person to get punished for their outlook, even if it means he's got to do that. It would prove his point, but it would prove that it doesn't extend beyond him. So I don't know if that would prove his point in the end. I don't know. You need other people to step up and do the same. If he just does it, the front man already knows where he stands. He needs it. This has to be proven in the other players. Guillaume proving it himself won't prove anything. So I hope that's not the case. I can't believe we've been blessed with a 3.5-hour stream tonight. I mean, mostly in part because of that little hiccup in the middle there. Ooh, or the episode where Pokemon get separated by the gang, and then there's that shot of Ekans drinking tea, and the whole on just the boat, like Team Rocket's Pokemon and their Pokemon are hanging out and surviving. That's also a really cute episode, that they're only really separated by the intents of their trainers. Heartbreaking. Hit that 3 hours. What's up there, Ren? How I'm doing? Doing good. Have I seen A Dog's Purpose? That sounds familiar. I know I haven't seen it, but the title sounds familiar. Is that Grant Gustin dog movie? Or was that a different one? No, it's a different one. This is, oh, I do remember seeing this one. This one has, Dennis Quaid in it. I haven't seen it, but I remember seeing the trailers for it. What about Hell of a Boss? What about it? At the minute, I'm catching up on watching your Bleach reactions. I forgot a new series of Bleach was even out. There's a lot of anime to keep up with, so I am not surprised. I've been following the normies' entire journey through the show, so much so that I'm subscribed to their Patreon, so I can see ahead. And they're finally entering the Blood War, so it's been fun. I hated this arc when I read it in the manga, and the anime has made me kind of love it. It's almost, it wouldn't turn in, it's not my favorite arc, but it's definitely not my least favorite arc, because that's what it was originally, and it is not now. Definitely not now. I cannot understand Andrew. Yes, that one I cannot handle. Sad, injured electric mouse. Oh, I was but the student. Now I am the master. I start school again on Monday. Have a great night. Heard that Hell of a Boss is going to have 8 shorts. That's what somebody said earlier today in the stream. I haven't seen that anywhere. That doesn't necessarily make it not true or anything like that, but I haven't seen anybody outwardly confirm that. But if that is the case, that might make one assume then that we have 9 months before season 3 for them to give birth to season 3. That's a hope. Here's it again. That guy in the pleasure house who's being an asshole, what the bride did was very deserved to him. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. The guy didn't have that heart to begin with. So, why keep it? Good night, Omni. This has been a pleasant first stream of the year. Hell yeah, man. Likewise. Favorite Ranger season? Mighty Morphin. Season 1. Like, I just have a soft spot for it. It's my favorite lineup. It's some of my favorite stories, my favorite Rangers. It's also the first one I ever watched. I watched it day one in 93, man. And I've loved it ever since. If I have to remove MMPR from the mix. I might go with... Might be an odd pick, but either Ninja Storm or Dino Thunder. I know a lot of people don't like Dino Thunder, but Tommy came back, so I like Dino Thunder. And they had a lot of fun with that. Also, dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs. That's an easy win for me as well. Lightspeed Rescue was also super, super good. Meaning S3 is going to start most likely until September of this year. I hope so. I hope so. So does that... My question, though, does that mean that we are getting a short this month? I would love that. I hope so. Anyway, we have entered the end of the chat after almost 3 hours. Oh, wait, no. What time? Hold on. I can't math. It's been 3.5 hours since we started. Whew. I guess I could have literally just, well, Opera crashed. Checked over here how long I've been going for. Which is... Actually, I lied. It's not telling me. Fuck you. Fuck you, Opera. Stream settings? Viewer activity? No, where are you? There should just be a damn timer on here. Oh, there it is. I'm an idiot. Yeah, 3.5 hours. Anyway, guys, enjoy. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm glad everybody at least survived the new year for the most part. And hopefully this year is a decent one for everybody. And I will see you guys next weekend for the next chat. And we'll see what happens then, at least. So, take it easy, everybody. Have a good week. Take care, everybody.